Yeah, we're live. They can hear us now. They can see us now. Hi, hello everyone. Welcome, welcome. My name is Pepper, and I'm here with everyone's favorite YouTuber. How can you introduce yourself, Crispy Applesauce?
Yeah, so I'm Crispy Applesauce. I'm a ex-competitive Magic player. I've just been making green screen content and video essay kind of things on YouTube, and it's been a lot of fun, and I'm really excited to be here today.
Yeah,
Hello, guys. How's it going?
yeah, you're here. You're in the other side now. We're live. It's saying collab. Yeah, welcome everyone. Hi, Pinigan, Pablo, Ratu, Victor, Kat, Mitch, Sans, and everyone. Hi. Beltine, hello. Yeah, today we're gonna be ranking some staples. You can see it here. We made a list of like 73 staples that we're gonna put in a tier list based on how good they are for new players, basically, how much use they can get. So yeah. So how are you doing? How do you feel about this?
I'm feeling pretty good about it. I'm pretty excited. There's definitely a few interesting things to talk about here. I think when it comes to defining staples, the more freelancer the card is, the better. And we're also going to be considering rarity, because obviously, like, there's a lot more value in being able to craft a bunch of SRs over a bunch of URs. So, yeah, it's going to be fun, guys.
Yeah. We were just talking about how we're basically winging everything. We don't know how exactly we're gonna rank them. We know like it's for usefulness, right? But what does that mean, right? What kind of decks? What is a new player exactly? So I don't know. I don't know where to start now, actually. So what do you think should be like? What are we doing exactly? We're ranking it for how useful they are for a new player that is learning the game, right? Not someone that is in a new account. I feel like for a new account it will be different, right? We're thinking about someone who is learning the game, but obviously cares about Yu-Gi-Oh or card games in general, right? How do you think people actually, already a tangent, how do you think people get into Yu-Gi-Oh?
Honestly, at this point, it has to be through YouTube, right? I feel like there's a lot of nostalgia attached to it, but as far as new players coming to the game, it has to be through content creation, right? Like, I can't, because Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't market. When was the last time you saw like a Yu-Gi-Oh advertisement outside of like maybe like a random YouTube ad for TCG player?
That is a very good point. It's usually just like their own account, like it's for the players that are already there. They announce things for the already established player base, not to get new people, which is it's crazy. So to me, more than content creation, it will be for friends, right? But at the same time, I tell my friends, hey, Yu-Gi-Oh is awesome. Like every time that you want to recommend a hard game, basically, right? Because obviously Yu-Gi-Oh it's a card game, and every card game is difficult, but especially Yu-Gi-Oh, right? So I don't know how many people go into the game for friends. I don't know. Did you go into because of your friends, right? Or was it the content creation actually?
So
A little bit
no,
of both.
for me, it's a combination of all of it, right? So like I had a bunch of friends that pushed me back into the game, and that was definitely a big part of it. But yeah, I mean, for me, it was honestly just the Master Duel client in general, being able to play on my phone, while I'm out doing whatever I want to do. That's a big benefit. I don't have to go to the local game store to play the game that I used to always love playing.
Wait, you play on the phone? That's crazy.
I play on my phone. How do you think I clock so many hours? I'm not doing that sitting in front of a computer. I'm playing on my phone.
That's why you're level 39 then. No reason.
Yeah, I can.
So sorry when you look so sad in there. Sorry. Are you okay?
I'm good. I'm great.
All right. I'm so sorry.
Kobayashi says that explains it. Yeah, no, that does explain it. It's so much easier to get sucked into a mobile game.
You guys don't have phones. That is such a good reference. Yeah, we're doing an IRL collab. Yeah, totally. This is what an IRL collab means, right? It's you're there in a different dimension, but also like in what, 480p? That's cool, right?
Just think it as a really high polygon VTuber model. It's just a
Yeah.
very well made, very expressive
This is the
VTuber
technology
model.
that we have right now. VTubing has
Yeah.
evolved so much that now you can look like this. So beautiful.
No one would know the difference.
Yeah, no
knows I'm
one
a
will know.
VTuber.
No one will know. Okay, so let's start to define. Wait, can you also put the unreleased cards like Forgotten Crown or Solemn Report? I think it's too early for that, right? Because we're talking about Master Duel, right? These are cards in Master Duel. No, we don't want to confuse players who are new and they will see this and they will say, oh yeah, I want to get that, and then it's not there, right? So for now, I feel like it's better if we just stick to what's in Master Duel and what is legal in Master Duel, right? That is why there is no pot of greed. That is why we have Maxi, even though it's not what? It's
Legal
not
anywhere
it's
else.
not legal.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean it's legal in that OCG, right?
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah, it's legal.
Yeah.
I think it's at 1 in the OCG.
So we're talking just Master Duel. We're talking Master Duel here. So yeah, okay. So I saw a comment that says, so generic usefulness, splashability, and rarity. Is that what we're gonna go for?
Yeah, I think so. And obviously, like how niche it is as well. I think it's a big factor. Like, freelancer cards are gonna go a lot further than some of the cards in here.
Definitely. So how do we count like rarity exactly? Like, is it?
We'll just. I think we could just discuss it. I mean, it's.
Oh, well, it's happening.
Yeah, we'll discuss how much of a freelancer the card actually is, and obviously chat's going to be involved too. We both have chat open, and we're going to be seeing what you guys are writing.
What do you mean? I don't see. What is a staple? That's another question. What exactly is a staple? Because I don't think Zeus should count as a staple, right? It's a card only for Xyz decks, and even then, right?
Oh no, they see us. Yeah, no, I wouldn't say Zeus is a staple. I think it really has to come down to how generic it is to actually make, right? Like something like SP Little Knight is one of those cards that you can just slap into any deck, right? Like almost any deck can make an SP Little Knight, and I think that's part of what makes a staple a staple. The fact that you can throw it into your non-engine slot and not feel like you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Like Typhoon, you can splash it in everything, right? Every deck can just summon a Typhoon at the end of the turn and then lose the game the next one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And so, what is an S tier? An S tier is like Masscraft, right? I think that's
Yeah, I would say S tier's Mustcraft. Either a Mustcraft or something that's just so good when you first start playing the game that it's really hard to ignore, whether it's because of low crafting value compared to what it actually does for the game while you build your collection. I think that's something important to think about. So something that has a good value and a great effect is definitely going to go into S tier.
Okay. So, like for example, D will be D from Dismantle, right? Turn it into dust, get better things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, exactly.
I like that.
So the middle will be like, if you have it, why not, right?
Yeah, I think that's a good one. I think the middle would be like, you're not gonna disenchant it. Like if it's your only hand trap that you have to use, then it's gonna do the job. But like eventually you're gonna replace it with something else.
Okay. So what do you put it? Eh? And then C will be like, probably not. What is the word that we can use? Like something that it's not gonna hurt you. Like it's just to fill the deck, right? If you don't have anything else and you need to splash something generic, why not, right? Because we're talking about a player that is just building a deck. They probably open a few packs. Like for example, you start and you see the Life Twin deck, not the deck, the bundle, and you get a lot of life twin cards, but you don't have enough to make a deck, so you might as well put some I don't know. What is an example here? Like this thing? What is it called? Like Ghost something?
Yeah, like some of the other Ghost Sisters, but I would definitely include stuff like even Book of Moon is something where like a player's gonna get a Book of Moon pretty much right out of the gate. I think it's even a legacy pack card, and like it has its applications and uses. So that would be something that I would kind of put in like the mid-tierish area, where like you can get value out of it, but like it's not ever going to be your first choice.
Okay. Okay, so how do we name this tier then? What do you think? How do we name this tier then?
Okay, I have a name, but it's pretty stupid.
Okay.
Basically just like event tier, like one of those staples where like you're gonna use it when every other staple is banned.
Oh, interesting. I don't know if that's I get what you mean, right? Poor people card?
Poor people card.
I get what you mean. I don't know. Budget.
Situational tier. I like situational tier. I think that's actually a pretty good tier.
Situational. What were no other choice?
No other choice.
No other choice. One of my favorite Korean movies. That's what it's called, right? Okay, whatever. I don't know. No other choice. I guess it's like if there's nothing better, then that's it, right? This is the one that you said that was more of a budget or situational, right?
Yeah, I think budget or situational would be a good pick for that B-ish tier.
Oh my god, how the hell? Budget or situational. Yeah, or situation. Yeah, whatever. And A will be good.
Yeah, just generically, I would say A is like good cards, but they're cards that like come in and out of the meta, but aren't always relevant. Like a Fualos is always going to be relevant, where a Ghost Ogre is really good when things that Ghost Ogre stops is really good. But if there's nothing that Ghost Ogre stops in the meta, then Ghost Ogre doesn't get played.
Okay, so let's put an example for each one, right? So what would be the must craft is definitely Maxi, right?
Yeah, I think Maxi is an easy S tier.
Yeah, this is self-explanatory.
Does anyone in chat have any objections to Maxi going in S tier?
Anyone wants to debate this? Fight me, chat. Anyone said that? Yeah, Maxi is actually not needed in most decks. Actually, you can skip it. You don't have to craft it. Not at all. Yeah, exactly. It will be Maxi, Fualos, Ash Blossom. Well, Fualos maybe a little more debatable than the other two. But I can see it. I can see it. So what would be a good card then? That is, I feel like this is. I know this is the thumbnail, right? The DD Crow. Is DD Crow a good card or what?
I would put it in good card, especially because it's an SR value.
It's SR exactly. Good value.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good things you can do with SR, and how to actually use DD Crow as well is very intuitive for people. So like, person targets card in graveyard, use DD Crow on card, like, and then from there you can start to expand on how you actually use DD Crow and like learn the more niche applications to it. But like, just putting it into your deck, you're gonna find uses to use it.
Oh, I just remember this because you said this when we were talking about the thumbnail, like a week ago. I crafted this card and I put it in my K9 in my K9 Vanquishal deck, and I've been using it, and I was like, okay, at the start I wasn't working. It was like a dead card most of the time, but then it connected. Right? Something like made sense in my brain, and now I use it all the time, and it has helped me a lot. But I feel like,
oh yeah,
sometimes I just feel like I kind of like instinctively want to use it in something that is not gonna do anything because it pops every time. It pops every time that you can do it. You can use it anytime, and sometimes I feel like I'm gonna like banish something, but that is not gonna do anything. It doesn't negate the effect. It just banishes something. So it's when something is targeted in the graveyard to bring it back to the hand or bring it back to to the field, I can just banish it. So yeah, I don't know, but like I don't know if that is intuitive for new players exactly. What do you think? Do you think it's actually intuitive?
So at its very basic level, right? Like I think DD Crow is actually fairly easier to understand. Where like I see someone said DD Crow is worse than Bestials. Like to a degree, I kind of don't agree with you because DD Crow could also hit spell and trap cards, which actually ends up being really relevant because there are a lot of graveyard centric decks that have powerful spell and trap cards with graveyard effects, and being able to hit those is usually people don't plan for that. They don't expect their plays to end there, so they're not playing around a DD Crow like 90% of the time.
Also, Bestial needs to target some specific attribute, right?
Light or dark, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So this is definitely situational, right? Do you think we should put like this one, for example, in situational budget? Or what would be a better card to represent budget or situational? Baylor, maybe?
So for situational, I'd actually put Book of Moon in.
Book of Moon.
Yeah, I think Book of Moon is a very situational card where it can do a lot of good for you, but at the same time, it's, you know, it's been outclassed by so many cards in this game, but it can still be used defensively to dodge like Effect Failure and Imperm. And then it can also be used as a board breaker to try to put an Omni into gate face down. So it has its applications, but it's just been outclassed by so many other cards.
Interesting. I feel like, do you think that's the same for Forbidden Chalice and the Forbidden Lands?
Yeah, I would say the same thing with Forbidden Chalice and Forbidden Lance because I would almost even say that Lance is a tier lower than Chalice because Chalice being able to negate monster effects is pretty relevant.
So wait, Lance is lower, right?
I think I would put Lance lower, but
okay, so I would put it like this and Lance in no other choice. What does Lance do? Is the one that increases attack but negates? No, Chalice is, wait, which one is which?
So Lance is the one that makes it not being able, yeah, like
unaffected, right?
Spell immunity, trap immunity, yeah. Unaffected
okay.
by spell and trap cards. And then Chalice negates the monster effect, but it gives it a 400 attack boost, I think it is.
Yeah, okay. I feel like it should be the other way, right? The Lance should give you attack. Right?
You'd think so, right? Like,
I mean, that makes sense in my head. I don't know. Let me look it up just in case. But I know that I don't believe you. It's just like I want to be sure because it makes no sense.
Yeah, no, definitely look it up. Don't trust my 10-year-old memory on this one. I'm dusting the cobwebs off of this memory as I'm spitting it out.
Okay, so Forbidden Lands, target one face-up monster on the field until the end phase. It loses 800 attack, but it's unaffected by effects of other spell and trap cards. You're right. Lands reduces your attack. That's so weird. Interesting. Well, I mean, you're right. You're right. Sorry for not believing. So
how do we? Oh, continue.
No, go on.
I was just gonna say, how do you want to do this? Do we just want to go one card at a time, and we'll go back and forth making our case and see what chat thinks?
I just wanted to make like one for each, so that we have an example of what it is, and then we can go like one by one, and obviously discuss and let's see what chat thinks, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
So what will be a dismantle one?
Dragon Capture Jar.
Dragon Capture Jar is all this.
Oh yeah.
Do you think so?
I have never been so confident in my life.
In the Dracotail meta, you don't think?
I've never been this confident in my life.
Okay.
I think it's a really cool card. I do. But bringing it up in Dracotail is like the other half of the deck is spellcasters, right? Like.
Yeah.
And that's where Gulamel is.
Okay, so I wanted to have a controversial one here, which is I think Super Polymerization is also a dismantle one.
Ooh.
Yeah, because
Okay.
super polymerization requires other. I'm not gonna put it there yet. It requires to have other cards, and for a new player to craft Garuda specifically, which is a UR, and most of the targets are SR, right? So I feel like you're better off dismantling this to have a third of a Maxi or an Ash Blossom.
Yeah, I think when you put it that way, it actually does make sense because Super Poly is a bit of investment, especially into the extra deck, and it's not immediately obvious how to use Super Poly. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've seen someone activate Super Poly and then they have to fuse away their own 2 monsters because
Yeah.
they didn't actually look at the attributes of other.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. That is so funny. It has happened. It has happened to me. Okay? So, do you think it's because I feel like from how we put it, it's no other choice because this card could be entirely useless. If you only have like, if you don't have Garuda, right? You cannot craft Garuda. You cannot craft an SR. You can only craft like an R, which is the Mud Dragon. Is Mud Dragon an R? Or is it SR?
It's an SR.
It's SR?
Yeah, SR.
Okay, if it's SR, then Super Polymerization, I'm confident that it's a dismantle. Because crafting an SR when you just started playing, I think it's harder. It's a lot of commitment. Mud Dragon is cheap for Super Poly. It's SR. Already confirmed by chat. How do you feel about this? Or are you already like...
So, I kind of agree with Kobayashi that it is a situational card. Like Super Poly, there's something about the effect this card cannot be responded to that makes every Yu-Gi-Oh card that has it better. I think SR should go into situational. That would just be my take. It's one of those cards where like, if you really want to make Super Poly work in your deck, you can make it work and it'll put in a lot of work for you. But I wouldn't be crafting it before an Ash Blossom or a Maxi or a Molcharming, you know?
Like if you get it in a Master Pack or whatever it's called, you might as well dismantle it. Right? You already get it and you cannot use it because you don't have the targets.
Yeah, all right. I think you're starting to convince me here because we're looking at this strictly through the lens of a new player.
Yeah, exactly. It's a new player.
A new player needs a lot more cards before Super Poly and Super Poly targets. I do agree with that.
Okay, cool.
Like Super Poly is pretty low.
Maybe if we see that everything else in this mantle is like complete ass compared to Super Poly, maybe we can bring it back. But I'm like convinced that this is a dismantle. That's why I wanted to put it there. Can you imagine these cards are in the same tier? Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? I love it.
People are gonna join the stream and they're gonna see Dragon Capture Jar next to Super Poly and they're immediately gonna go off.
Yeah,
the
that's
rails.
what I love. That's what I love. That's what I love. Okay, so then we can make a poll later. Or no, actually no, I don't care. But yeah.
It's very meta dependent. Yeah, I agree with you that Super Poly is very meta dependent because not every deck is going to be playing into Super Poly either.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about Gold by the Grave. Is this, what do you think?
Okay, so I think everyone expects me to put it into S tier, but I want to put it in A tier because I'm starting to see a lot more decks on, especially on Master Duel meta, that aren't using Call by the Grave anymore. It's which is weird to say because it's such a good card, but at the same time, there's situations where like you'd actually just prefer Call by the Grave to be a better card, which is crazy to say.
Really? I mean, it kinda hurts your consistency, but it can also make you win the game instantly. Like a good Gold by can just disrupt your opponent entirely.
Yeah, so my only argument against that, like obviously like coming from someone who's playing a lot of Draco Tail, Draco Tail doesn't use it because you just rather that be a monster.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, it's a going first card, right? It doesn't help you actually break through boards.
That is true.
And I think that's the biggest problem with it, right? Like if you have your whole deck already built and like you know you're going to be a very combo focused deck, then like yeah, I think Call by the Grave would be a complete S tier card. But most people, especially when they start playing the game, are playing with under optimized decks. So like being able to Call by the Grave, there's usually just better URs you could craft when you're a new player, I think. You'd rather have the interaction than have the cards to beat the interaction.
So, like, this is worse than Ash Blossom, is what you're saying.
Yeah, because Ash Blossom can be used both ways. It can be used defensively or offensively. Where Call by the Grave, if you have limited UR at when you first make your account, I think making something like Ash Blossom, like Fualos, even something like Effect Failure, might have more benefit to you because it actually gives you a way to interact with the opponent on their turn, where Call by the Grave just sits in your hand, and you kind of look at it like, man, I wish I went first.
Oh, yeah, no, I get it, totally get it. Okay, I think you convinced me. That's a good one then. An A tier then. What about Droll?
Droll, I think, is an S tier.
Really?
What? Yeah. So I someone who said crossout designator is better than called by. We'll talk about that. We'll get to that.
Yeah. I feel like that is also a controversial one.
Super Poly Dismantle, we're fully aware is controversial. We'll probably go back to it. Yeah. So Droll, I actually put an S tier. It's because it's an SR. And B, because it is a lingering floodgate. You really can't overlook how powerful that is in a game like this where you want to be searching multiple times a turn. Some decks just outright end their turn to Droll and Lockbird, and to get that kind of value off of an SR in pretty much any deck, I think is not something to be overlooked.
Yeah, I totally agree. That can win you the game by itself. Against certain decks, right? Obviously. But we're seeing this reminder, right, for everyone, that this is from a perspective of a new player, right? We're talking about an actual new player, someone who just downloaded the game and is playing the first matches, right? And probably in, what is it called? Rookie? Bronze? Before Bronze is Rookie, right? I think.
Yeah, I think you play like 3 games. If I remember correctly, it's like you have 3 games of Rookie and then you're immediately thrown into Bronze.
yeah, we're talking about something that is not even like maybe gold max, right? We're not talking about what is it called, plat. We're not even talking plat here, chat. We're talking about someone who just started the game and is building their first deck ever, and its budget is important, right? At the start, you cannot just simply build your K9 Banquisol, your Yami Mitsurugi, your branded Dracotail. You cannot do that when you just start playing, right? So you have to play with what you get. You maybe will open a few packs that you get for free, and if you get Super Poly, you're gonna dismantle it, right? If you open your first packs and you get like Super Poly, you have to dismantle it because it's better to those 10 URs to get a Maxi or an Ash, my opinion, or maybe like a Cold Buy even. Droll is SR, yes. Droll is good in Droll metas with a lot of drawing and drawing, but is weak in slower metas. Well, we're talking about in general, right? Like the card, like the concept of the card in general, and like right now in Master Duel. So I don't know. Have you seen the meme in which? Oh, go on. Sorry.
Oh yeah. So I was just gonna say, and I think it's something important to keep in mind too, is that Droll is a lot more of a freelancer card. Even an okay Droll is still gonna do a lot more work than what you would get out of a lot of other SRs in this game. So even if it's very meta dependent, it still does a very decent amount of work. Now, would I play it in the Malice format? No, probably not. But it's good enough to where it comes back often.
Yeah, I just realized now you mentioned Malice. I didn't put Lancia here because it's just not relevant right now. Should I put it? And we will put it in what? In another choice? I don't think so. I think it will be a dismantle.
Yeah, so I think silver bullets shouldn't actually be included in this list because silver bullets aren't something that you put into every deck, right? Silver bullets are something you put in your deck because you're constantly playing against something else.
Silver bullets is such a cool name. I never heard it before, but I instantly know what it means. You mean like cards that are made to counter a specific deck, right?
Yeah, exactly. So like Artifact Lancia being the silver bullet to Malice because it just completely shuts off banishing.
Interesting. That's so funny. Unless your name is Exa, you dismantle it. Yeah, I mean, Exa is like the mod from the channel who like got a super poly in one of the packs for free, and he crafted the Mod Dragon and other ones that are like RSR, but he doesn't have Garura, and I still think that's a bad idea. But I don't know. He likes super poly. What can I say? I wouldn't advise it.
Yeah. And sorry about that, Kobayashi. So you said, have you seen the meme which showed a deck with 35 pots and 5 Exodia pieces with the caption, "How do you respond without getting mad?" And the top response was, "Loses the droll." Which, yeah, yeah, no, that's very true. I think I've seen that maybe once, but like the lose the droll meme is very popular, and it gets me pretty much every time.
No, definitely. It's like how I don't know. There is like some decks that lose to a lot of weird stuff. It's like if I don't know. You just bait the one negate that sometimes the Yami boards make, and then you just throw a Raigeki and you win the game. They quit. So funny. That's happened to me many times. I'm not making it up. Put the stealing cards like Change of Heart or Snatch and Steal and Anima. Anima is definitely not a staple. Anima requires one level 1 monster, right? Am I crazy? Because if it requires one level 1 monster, then it's not a staple.
Yeah, Anima requires a level 1 monster, and it also has to be pointing to the monster it sucks up, which is very niche and very situational. But I think Call the Haunted, or not Call the Haunted,
Change of Heart?
Change of Heart. Yeah, Change of Heart is a good include.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna add it.
It's because it falls along the same lines of like why Triple Tactic Talents is so good. So I think it has a worthwhile discussion.
I'm surprised I didn't put it in here. I thought I did. But I'm gonna add it right now. I feel like that's a card that you can pull on a master pack, right? And it's not banned, right?
No, Change of Heart's at 3, surprisingly.
What? Why don't more people use it?
Look, I've been wanting to try it. I've been wanting to throw it into decks. Like, I'll get back to you when I actually have the UR dust to throw at Change of Heart.
What the hell? I honestly think I have it then. Maybe I don't know. I don't remember how I have it, but it feels like a card that should be better, right? Because you can just use it for a link summon, right? Some generic link. You can get it and turn whatever into I don't know. An SP?
Yeah, and right here they're saying I use Snatch Steal in my going second cat with stuff like Hidden Armory that allows you to just search any equipment and put it in your hand.
Oh, well, Change of Heart. Wait, where do we put a Change of Heart? If you have it, might as well lose it, right?
Yeah, I think that's if you have it, you might as well use it kind of card.
So that's what, good? This is not a Masscraft, definitely not, right? So
I think it's the same tier as Book of Moon. And,
okay. Yeah, I think you're right. But if you have it, yeah, I mean, why not? So what do you think of Heavy Storm?
I like it. I actually like Heavy Storm a little bit more than Harpy's Feather Duster.
Interesting. Why?
The big thing is like it doesn't come up that often, but there are cards that push your own monsters into your own back row. And there is a benefit to being able to get those out of your back row with a Heavy Storm if you happen to draw it. It's a very niche situation.
Super niche, yeah.
Yeah, it's extremely niche situation, but I think it is something that is actually something to consider if you only are choosing between a Heavy Storm or a Harpy's Feather Duster.
Yes, like what cards do that aside from Snake Eyes Vengeance, I think it's called. That is commonly used.
Yeah, Snake Eyes does it a lot. That was mostly the one I was thinking of off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure there's more. I'm sure chat can fill us in. They probably know.
Yeah. Chat definitely knows. Is Snatch Steel? This Snatch Steel is banned, right? Snatch Steel, or not? I don't think it is banned, right?
I don't think it's banned on Master Duel. Actually, let me look it up really fast.
Okay. Because I don't know. I think Farfa used it in the. Oh, it's not. It's completely free. It's a 3.
Yeah.
Equip
Yeah,
only
is.
to a monster your opponent controls. Take control of the equipped monster. Why would you use this instead of Change of Heart?
So I think the reason why you would use it over Change of Heart is because it's searchable. As an
because
equip
wait,
spell.
I don't think that we should count that as a positive in this, right? Because you're not gonna search equip spell when you're a new player.
Yeah, at that point you're catering your deck towards the Snatch Steel, which is less turns it from less of a staple until more of an engine piece.
Yeah. Okay. If we put it like that, honestly, Snatch Steel for me it would be a dismantle, right? Imagine that you are.
Yeah, I think so. No, I would push it up a bit just because. I mean, but then you gotta push up Super Poly too, right?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like this is not a good card. Like unless your deck revolves around it, this is not a good card.
Yeah, it's very situational, I think.
Yeah.
It doesn't give your opponent monster back. If you change an Omni, it's better.
Does it target?
Yeah, Snatch Steel targets. All equip spells target. It's just a mechanic of equip spells, actually.
It doesn't target. It doesn't target. It says equip only to a monster your opponent controls. Take control of the equipped monster.
So mechanically with equip spells, I believe they all target just as a mechanic of how the card actually functions. Yeah, of how equip spells actually functions. It doesn't say target because I believe it's implied with it being an equip spell.
Whoa. Nothing is implied in the lawyer game. Come on. Is it actually? Is there like things like that are implied?
I mean, it happens in Magic. I could make a whole different video about how Magic is an even worse lawyer game because you have to understand so many things that aren't written on the card. That's a topic for a different day. But
okay,
let me give it a quick Google search, so I'm not telling chat wrong because I actually don't know enough about Yu-Gi-Oh to tell you that this is 100% true.
He's right. Only equips target. It does target, but doesn't mention the word target. The real steal is the dust you get out of the card. That's the real steal. That's so funny. Okay, well, if it targets, then there is no reason to use this card, honestly. It's a dismantle. If it targets. It doesn't. If it targets, yeah, if it targets. Anyways, so Heavy Storm. Well, it's good, right?
I would put it Heavy Storm in good.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, this is another easy dismantle, right? Now, I don't even remember the name of this card, but it, like, you have to discard or banish one card from your extra deck, and then your opponent cannot use the effect of the same monster or something like that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do know this card. It's you banish a monster from your extra deck, and then your opponent has to banish from their extra deck any monster with the same name as it.
Yeah, it's
or
called
they can't summon it.
Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries. If your opponent controls more monsters than you do, quick effect, you can discard this card. Reveal one card in your extra deck, then look at your opponent's extra deck. Also, banish all cards in the extra deck with the same name as the reveal card. Yeah, this is an easy
Yeah.
dismantle.
Yeah, easy. Yeah, the worst ghost girl. I agree with you. Also, I just took a look at the stream. Am I really compressed for you guys?
Yeah, you're at 480p, maybe a little less, but I feel like that's part of the charm. Yeah,
You know what? We'll just accept it. That's fine.
yeah. That's amazing. So the shifter, right? They mentioned the shifter. What does it do exactly? I've seen it like in the YCS that happened like 3 days ago. We see the
Yeah,
shifter.
so yeah, he's basically like a macrocosmos kind of a thing where you can only activate it when you have no monsters in your graveyard, but it's quick effect macrocosmos for basically 2 turns, which is kind of crazy. I don't know if I would put it in S tier. I love D shifter. Don't burn me, please.
You know what's the funny part? For me, this shifter is either good or dismantle, no in between, right? Because it's a UR.
Really?
Because it's a UR, right?
Yeah.
So would you? It's definitely not a must craft. I don't see a situation where you should craft this over other stuff, especially for new players.
So if I'm trusting my own instinct here, which is a big problem, I have crafted D shifter twice now, and I have dismantled D shifter twice now. So
Oh my god. But like as a new player, would you recommend this for a new player? If the new player already got this, no, right?
no, I don't think so.
All right, that's a dismantle then.
Yeah.
My decks can play it because they are graveyard based. Yeah, exactly. It affects you. You need to have a deck around it.
People are gonna come in here and see D shifter and Super Poly next to Dragon Capture Jar and cherries. Like they're gonna be so confused.
yeah, totally.
This is our tier list. They can't tell us what to do.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. That card can really hurt your opponent. If I'm playing Cyber Dragon, right? The opponent instantly starts with this. I just scoop, right? I cannot do anything. I just render instantly. I'm done. Like if I'm playing Cyber Dragon and a lot of decks like I don't know, like Exo Sister, what else? What is relevant? I don't know. I instantly like I'm done. I cannot do this. Oh, what is this? What is it called? Pot of Avarice, right?
Pot of this, I believe that's Pot of Desires.
Oh, Pot of Desire.
Yeah, I think that's the one where you banish 10 off the
Oh
top
yeah,
of your deck and then draw.
Yeah, you're right. The top 10.
All right.
Cards.
I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. I'd put it next to Lance. Like, if you have it, sure, use it. It's a +1. It digs through your deck. But 90% of the time, like, you're not using a deck that wants to banish 10 random cards from your deck. There's the way modern Yu-Gi-Oh decks are, there's just too many engine requirements that you need for your engine to actually function, to where, like, if you just rip at Desires, like, you could just make your deck unplayable with that one card.
yeah, you can lose you the game instantly. I don't know how the people who play Sky Striker put this in the deck, because if you banish your 2 rows, you lost. It's over. You cannot
It's
play.
done. Yeah.
And I don't know how people can gamble like this. Like you can. I don't know what the stats are. I think that you have to guarantee to search for a rose first, and you only use this card if you already have rose in your hand or field or graveyard, right? That's the only way. You don't use it then. It's how I imagine it will work. Because it can lose you the game. And if this wasn't an SR, if this was a UR, I would say dismantle. But because if it's not, maybe you can keep it. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. It's one of those things where it's like, if you're on your 39th card and you have no idea what else to put in, then Desires could work. Like, it's like no one's gonna be like mad at you for putting Desires in the deck.
Oh, I didn't put Prosperity in here. Okay, so what about Prosperity? I'm gonna add it right now.
Which one is Prosperity?
No, Prosperity is the one that is banned. Prosperity is the one that is banned. I meant Extravagance.
Okay, yeah.
Extravagance is the one that vanishes from
Extravagance.
your extra deck.
Extra deck. I'll put it a little higher. I would put it in the same tier as the Book of Moon and the Change of Heart, because it is a lot better. Especially if you're a deck that doesn't care about your extra deck. It's awesome. Like I've used Extravagance a lot more than I've used Desires, that's for sure.
How common do you think that is? That that a new player has a deck that doesn't need the extra deck?
It depends on what they're going to build, but I think it actually is more common than you would think, right? Because especially with the new Vanquish Soul cards coming out, like pure Vanquish Soul doesn't use the extra deck. You have 3 rocks in your extra deck, and everything else is just utility. So there are even meta decks right now that you can pull for in the most current packs that don't touch your extra deck in the slightest. Yeah, Monarch 2, like a lot of the structure deck stuff doesn't really touch the extra deck too much, so like it's good in those as well.
Okay.
Labyrinth and everything like that.
You know what? I just realized that for the editing of this video, it's gonna be a little complicated if we don't move this a little bit. Oh no. No, actually, I think it's fine. Maybe it will be complicated. I mean, we will figure it out. If not, then Pablo, you're editing this, you'll have to make this tier list again. You will have to make the whole thing again. Yeah, okay. So, Dark Hole. I feel like this is the same as Heavy Storm? Or lower? No, this is SR, right?
It's an SR, but I would still put it lower. Especially since you get Regeki. You get Regeki for free in the solo mode.
Interesting. So that's a good then.
I think it's a good one, yeah, because there's very little situations where Regeki, especially as like a new player, when you're going through like silver and ranks like that, like Regeki is still gonna win games. Like it's not a question. And the Dark Hole is the same way, but Regeki is just a little bit better.
No, I agree.
Dismantle. Oh, yeah.
Dark Hole was only played because it was used against Mystic Mine. There's no way that's the only reason why, right? I feel like you can use this in many decks when you go second.
You can just get 3 of it with the structure deck. Yeah, that's true too. Like honestly, okay, you know what? Just because of that argument, I think you're right. It has to just go down to Dismantle because you get the 3 free Dark Holes. There's no reason to keep them that you pulled.
You get 3? How? Where do you get 3 of this? They are not free. The structures are not free.
I'm pretty sure you do. I know I have like 7 of them that I can't dismantle. So, and they're not in legacy packs, so they have to be from a structure deck, right?
All right. Okay. Well, if you put it like that, then I think you're right. If you can get them in some structure decks or whatever, then I guess it makes sense that it's a dismantle. It's just free SR if you get it in something else. Okay, what is this called?
What's that? Skill Drain?
Skill Drain, right? The other is Soul Drain. Wait, hold on. Let me check which one is which. Wait, hold on. Are you still there? That's a Skill Drain?
I'm still here, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was Skill Drain that you had.
Skill Drain. Yeah,
it's so funny every time I look back. Yeah, it is. Every time I look back to the stream, I see 1080p me, and that's gonna make for a fun YouTube video. Everyone's gonna think I'm even more jank than I am, and I'm already pretty jank.
No, we love jank. We love it. We love it.
So funny, so funny. Yeah, no, I can't in good conscience put Skill Drain anywhere above like. I almost want to put it into Dismantle, but I think it has to go a tier above that because Skill Drain is a good card, but it's not going to teach you how to play Yu-Gi-Oh, right?
Oh,
it's,
that's a good point.
It's flip up skill train, and who has the biggest meatball wins.
Yeah, but DSR, you can craft draw with this. Yeah, you don't think like a third of a draw is better than a skill drain?
No, I think you're right. I think it needs to be dismantled. It's just a debate of like maybe you could toss it into attack, but I just don't think it's think it's good enough. And chat really wants it dismantled, so we're gonna. I think they're gonna be the tiebreaker here.
We love it. So what about Soul Drain? This is the one that negates effects from the graveyard, right?
Yeah, so that one it does banished as well, which is why it was actually pretty good during Malice format.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I still put it in dismantle though.
All right. Amazing. What about the Ghost Ogre? That's a good one, right?
Okay. Yeah, so I would put that up there in the good A tier. Ghost Ogre is one of those cards that it comes in and out of the meta, right? Like if there's a continuous spell card that is completely a huge part of the main strategy, Ghost Ogre becomes a really good card, but it's meta dependent. It really is, but it's meta dependent enough to where Ghost Ogre is constantly coming back. Like you won't see it for a little bit, and then I feel like everyone is using Ghost Ogre again. Like that's kind of the cycle that it goes through, and that's how I'd imagine it, at least. Chat can correct me if I'm wrong.
No, yeah, I can see it. Sometimes it does help a lot. So this is definitely not a dismantle, right? And if it's such a good card in certain situations, might as well keep it. So yeah, what about Solemn Strike? This is Solemn Strike, right?
Yeah, that's Strike. Oh man, I have a love-hate relationship with Strike. It's so good, but you have to be going first. But it's such a good card.
No, you know what? For new players, I feel like there is more turns, right? The lower you are in the ranks, the more turns there is, right? Don't you think?
But at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like, as good of a card Strike is, are you really gonna use a Strike over using those cards to craft, like a Mulcharmy Fulalos or an Infinite Impermanence, right? Like, I think there is a world where you look at Solemn Strike and it's like, hand traps are just better, right? Like...
It's a UR. It's a UR. Yeah, hand traps are better. Okay, so I guess this is a dismantle then, right?
Yeah, I think it is a dismantle. And don't get me wrong, guys. It's a really good card. I love Solemn Strike, but it's not the first UR you should be keeping for your deck.
Definitely not. What about wait, what's it called? What is this called?
Oh, that's the OG, Solemn Judgment.
Oh, Solemn
Moses
Judgment,
no.
dude. I forgot completely the name, dude. I know what happened.
Yeah.
Solemn Judgment,
he's the OG from Legacy of Blue Eyes. I still got
no.
I think you keep it if you do pull it, especially since you get the one that can't be dismantled, so you may as well keep a second one.
Yeah,
it's a lot more flexible than Strike, but I think all of the hate it gets comes from the TCG where there's side decking, and a lot of people side deck this card because if you know you're going first, you may as well take out your Mulcharmies and put in Solemn Judgments. Like, it just gives you an extra Omni negate. But in Master Duel, where it's strictly best of one and you don't know if you're going first or second, like, I think you would still rather have a hand trap, but you're not getting rid of Solemn Judgment if you pull it, right? Mm-hmm. Like, Judge is a little better. Yeah, I agree with you. Judge is a little better.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. What about Solemn Warning? Silent warning is the SR. So in my opinion, I feel like it's definitely not a dismantle. I feel like you can get more use of this. So it's a budget or no other choice. If you have it, might as well put it there, right?
Yeah, I would put it in one of those two, because warning is one of those cards where, again, it's a really good card and you're gonna get a lot of work out of it. But eventually you're gonna replace it with something else. No, like no one really keeps Solemn Warning in their deck unless they have a reason to keep it in their deck.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what is this ghost girl called? Is this a dismantle?
Oh, that's okay. That's Dogwood. I've been actually playing that a lot in Draco Tail. So, I would actually put it in good.
In good.
Yeah.
Oh, I was confusing with this one. I was confusing it with this one. This is the one that gives you LP, right? Every time that your opponent summons something, right?
Yeah. So, the LP one I don't think is very good. That one could probably be dismantled. But the Ghost, what is it? Ghost Mourner, the one up there. So I started using that actually fairly recently, because it's kind of similar to how an Effect Veiler is, but you can use it on your own turn. So if an opponent makes Draco Tail Arthelion for example, while you're trying to play on your own turn, it works on that Arthelion even if they chain block it. And something like Effect Veiler can't be used on your own turn, and same with Impermanence, because you're at that point you usually have cards in play, so you can't just play it from your hand. So Mourner covers that niche. So I think that's what puts it into good.
Oh, perfect.
Dogwood was great in TCG due to the time rules. Yeah, I agree with that. But now that they changed the time rules again, it just goes in the trash can, right?
The trash can. Oh my god. What do you think of this one? What is it called? Psy something? Or am I confusing the name?
Cyframe Gamma. Kitty is excited about Cyframe Gamma.
Cyframe Gamma, yeah. I think this is maybe controversial, but I think this is a Masscraft.
Okay. Give me your logic on this. I agree with you, but I want to hear your logic behind this first.
In my opinion, this is an SR, right? It negates every effect. The issue is that you need to craft something else, but the thing that you have to craft is a normal card, right? It's a normal card. So if you think about it, if you're building a deck, you're already filling one space on those 40 cards with something completely free, right? It's basically free. So this is limited for a reason. This is limited and Droll isn't. So
yeah,
it is, I think, a really good card.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you. I think it's really good. I think it's low cost. Definitely gives it a spot there. And even something smaller, like when you're a new player first getting into this game, like you're not going to have every card under the sun. By the time you get your generic engine together, you're probably going to be at like 35, 36 cards and have about 4 or 5 cards that you don't know what to put in there because you couldn't craft the rest of it. And Gamma covers 2 of those slots. So it just helps reduce the amount of decision making that you need to make before when filling those last couple of slots.
I like that. What if you draw the Delta? I don't know. You discard it with Super Poly, right? Obviously.
I mean that's the risky one you run with using Gamma.
I feel like if you're at that point, I don't know. I feel like it's not a big deal. Delta is a what? I've drawn the brick so much that I don't use it anymore. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat with you there. I've bricked it way too many times for me to keep it in my deck. Like it's amazing when you get to use it on your own turn and get a free synchro out of it, but like, I mean, come on, like at that point we're starting to talk about like what ifs.
Yeah, but remember, this is an SR, right? So you can dismantle it later. This is what you
Yeah.
start with, right? We're talking about the first time.
Yeah, I think as a new player, Gamma should definitely be up there in S tier because you'll get a lot of use out of it as a new player.
Yeah. How do we feel about Lightning Storm? To me, this is either good or Masscraft.
I'm gonna put it in good. I don't think it's a must craft, but it's probably one of the better board breakers because you can choose to go after spell cards or attack position monsters, which is having that flexibility goes a long way.
Yeah, I mean, this is if you want to craft one board breaker, it's this one, right? You think it's
if you're gonna craft, if you need to craft one board breaker, I would actually say it's Forbidden Droplet.
Interesting. To discard the delta, right?
Yeah, to discard the delta, but I mean, I'm sure you've played with Droplet a lot as well.
Yeah.
I think that's probably one of the best board breakers in the whole game. Because it has a dual purpose as well, where like if there's a Draco Tail player and they go to like sting one of your spell cards, you can, or I'm sorry, flame one of your spell cards, you can respond with the Forbidden Droplet, sack it off, so it doesn't get negated, and you also get to negate some stuff on the opponent's side of the field. Yeah, Droplet's a must. Droplet before evenly. Yeah, I think Droplet before evenly as well.
Okay, so do we already put it in Masscraft then?
So if you're the type of player who wants to play that board breaker style, then I would put it in Mustcraft.
Okay, let's think about it. Let's think about it while we go into a little ad break in the purple side. So let me see. Hold on. Oh, I'm gonna miss the timing. I'm gonna miss the timing just like in the Novel deck. Right, there we go. Yes, it's a must. Chat, for right now, which one is the one that you disagree with the most? Right now, how is it looking? For me, right now, I feel like everything is fine, right? The only one that is kind of weird maybe would be Cold Buy. It's the only one that I would arc. I feel like Cold Buy should still be in Masscraft. Maybe. But I don't know, you convince me. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we'll shift some stuff around at the end.
Are we factoring in a limitation? Of course.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything that stands out to me as too egregious so far. But man, seeing Super Poly next to Dragon Capture Jar down there.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful. You can also pull Gordian Slicer in the list as a board breaker. I've never heard of that card.
Oh, Gordian Slicer is so bad. Like, we could include it in. We'll talk about it really fast. I'm gonna put it in Dismantle, man. Like,
okay, hold on.
Again, it's like
Gordian Slicer. It's a UR, dude. What are you talking about? What is this?
I don't think there's a world where you would realistically want to use Gordian Slicer over like Forbidden Droplet, for example, or even like Ultimate Slayer. Like Ultimate Slayer is probably better than Gordian Slicer.
I think Ultimate Slayer is also a dismantle because it requires you to have like other cards.
Yeah, no, I agree with you because again, like if I'm just talking from my own personal experience, I've dismantled Ultimate Slayer every time I've pulled it.
Wow.
Because it used to be part of the Birth of a Challenger pack, the old staple pack.
The Birth of a Challenger. Interesting. Okay, so what does it do exactly? This card's activation and effect cannot be negated. At the start of your main phase 1 or 2, target any number of face-up cards on the field. For each targeted card, banish 1 card from your hand or 6 cards from your extra deck face down, then return those target cards to the hand. Wait. Wait. Is this not better than Ultimate Slayer?
Okay, but yeah, so the biggest problem is that banishing 6 cards from your extra deck on top of needing to get rid of cards in your hand, like the opportunity cost just isn't there for me, right? I've seen Gordian Slicer do work. I don't believe in it personally.
Wait. Is banish 1 card from your hand or 6 cards from your extra deck? Is one or the other? Right? Or am I misreading this?
Yeah. I think it's one or the other. You pay too much. Yeah, I agree with you. With Gordian Slicer, I think it is just too much of a cost with Gordian
To
Slicer.
me, the issue is that you have to activate it at the start. That's the thing.
That's another issue too, right? Like something like Ultimate Slayer or Super Poly, you can kind of like work their board a little bit to try to push out some interactions early. Where this is like you just have to do it right away.
You have to draw it. You cannot search it. You just have to draw it. That's the issue.
Oh yeah, that's right, because it has to be the start of the main phase, so you can't like thrust it to your hand.
I mean, unless you sacrifice your battle phase, right? Because it's main phase 1 or 2.
I guess. But then if you're relying on the battle phase at that point, I would just say why not just use evenly matched?
Yeah, exactly. Evenly is like much better per card. So this is a dismantle, right? Especially for new players. I cannot imagine like a new player playing this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a 100% dismantle.
Yeah. What is this? The other book called?
Book of Eclipse.
Book of Eclipse. Yeah. Where do
I don't like book.
I feel like it's another choice,
so
right?
yeah, so I agree with putting it down there, maybe with the Book of Mood and Forbidden Chalice, because it's one of those cards where like you see decks use it a lot, and it's used as a board breaker. It's not used as interruption. And as a board breaker, it can put in a lot of work, but I just hate that if you are forced to either use it defensively or you can't clear their board after the playing of Book of Eclipse, like the opponent gets to draw like 5 cards. Like it takes away so much from the card for me.
So is this better or worse than Book of Moon? It's worse, right?
I would personally say it's worse than Book of Moon, but I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of people online who say Eclipse is better because it's technically a better board breaker, but I don't see it.
Let's put it in the same tier then.
Yeah, I would put it in the same tier. They have their drawbacks and their benefits on each one.
Horn. This is the worst piece of shit card I've seen in my life, honestly. I don't know. I don't know how like this exists. It's so confusing. The rulings of this is like it's stupid. Do you know how like you can only use it for very specific cards? You can negate like Cyber Dragon with this, but like for anything else, it's just like dead. Why is it not? Why cannot I activate it? Why is it not popping up? Is my game bugged? Why can I activate it?
It's so funny too because I kind of understand how this card works, and anytime I've tried to explain to someone else, I go, oh, it stops inherent summons, not summons through an effect, and then my post would get like removed, and it's just like Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't use the term inherent summons. It's like, so like how do you want me to explain this card then?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of like because I was looking for this because I don't use this card, right? Obviously. But a friend got it and it was like, yeah, I should use it because I have nothing else to put in my deck, right? And then it's like, wait, why does it activate? It's like when your opponent special summon exactly one monster, negate the special summon, and if you do, destroy it. But it never comes up. It never comes up.
Yeah. It's like it's like good for like catching them off guard, but I agree with you that it is dismantle tier. Like,
yeah, it's an R, but it's better to dismantle than put it in your deck. Honestly, it's like a dead card in your deck.
I mean, it's an R, but like I'd rather use compulsory evacuation device as like a cheap R card instead of Black Horn of Heaven. Like I would use compulse 100 times out
You're
of
right.
100 over
You're
Black
right,
Horn.
Way better. Ash Blossom. This is Mascraft, right?
Oh yeah, that's a must
Okay.
craft.
I thought you were like actually like thinking about it. Oh, by the way, hello, Zurich. Welcome, welcome.
Well, our own version of the Josh Schmidt scandal where we say Ash Blossom is bad.
What? When did someone ever said that? I missed that.
I don't remember the exact context of it, but it was a while ago, and I remember there was this whole back and forth thing where like Jesse Cotton was like reacting, like everyone was reacting to Josh Smith's videos, and like it ended up being like Reactception where everyone reacted to this one reaction. It was pretty funny.
Oh, I missed that.
The correct term is built-in summons. Is that the correct term, built-in summons? I actually never learned that correct terminology.
Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah, I know. But I get what you mean. Like Cyber Dragon just says that you can special summon it. There is no cost. There is no like condition. It's just like, well, there is a condition, right? But there is no like the semicolon, if I remember correctly, in Cyber Dragon.
Yeah.
It's like if your opponent doesn't have a monster, you special summon it. That's it.
Yeah, the way it's always been explained to me was that does it start a chain? And I know that doesn't apply to every single card because I've said this before and people come to me and say like, oh, well, actually there's cards that don't start a chain but still aren't, what was that? The
built-in summons?
Built-in summon, still technically not a built-in summon. But for the most part, if the card starts a chain, then it's not a built-in summon. That's how it was explained to me.
I had to explain it the way that I understood it, and I was saying like, oh yeah, it's like a property of the card rather than an effect. And I was like, I don't know if that also makes sense, but that's how I had to explain it because I didn't know how else, because I also don't understand it myself. Yeah, well.
Yeah, and we didn't even explain it correctly because Beg had to come in here and just tell us the term is built-in summon, which I'll remember that.
Yeah,
I'll remember that for next time. And
did you mind if it's not and we just got like one guide? Be funny.
Yeah, it would be funny. Honestly, I don't see why everyone wants to ban Ash Blossom. Oh, right, that was the controversy that Josh was saying that Ash Blossom needs to be banned. I don't. Yeah, I agree with you. I don't see why it needs to go. I understand that it's being used similarly to like a Called by the Grave like effect. But it doesn't seem too bad for me, and I'm sure that's a symptom of me not being back in the game long enough to really feel the brunt of what Ash Blossom can really do. But I think Ash Blossom is a fair card. I agree with you on that.
What do you think of Grave Digger's Trap Hole? Is that a staple? I guess, but there are some old cards that we could consider staples. I guess that's an old one, right?
I think, yeah, I have seen Gravedigger's Trap Hole before. I think that's the trap hole that negates a monster effect in the hand or graveyard.
Let me look.
I played against it once with the Trap Tricks deck, and they have the rank 4 Exceed. I don't remember its name, but it's able to copy a trap hole card in your deck, and I think that's the one they usually use, right?
Okay, so it's an SR when your opponent activates a monster in their hand or graveyard, or when when your opponent's banish monster effect is activated, negate this effect, and if you do, inflict 2000 damage to your opponent. Most used in Trap Tricks.
I wouldn't call it a staple personally. Like,
yeah,
there's so many better things you could be. Yeah, there's so many better things you could be using.
Okay.
It is a hand trap negate, but it's gonna take 3 turns to even be online, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what is it called? Bestia Druisworm? Druisworm? Druisworm?
Yeah, and I think we can include all the bestials clumped together with Druisworm, more or less.
Are there budget situational, or are there like if you have nothing else to put in your deck, just might as well put this?
I would put them in pretty good. I would move them up a
Good.
tier. Put them in the same tier as DD Crow. Yeah.
What?
The big thing about them, yeah. So the big thing about them is lighter darks are pretty relevant, and more importantly, it gives you board presence, right? So it's producing a threat at the same time that it's acting as disruption. Where something like Ash Blossom, yeah, it's a 1-for-1 disruption, and it can make some really good plays. But the benefit to the Beast Shields is that it produces a threat while acting as disruption at the same time, and you can convert that additional threat it gave you into something else later on in the game, right? Like some decks make seals, and then Druisworm triggers and sends another special summon card to the graveyard. It's really good at converting into more value than what it is just as an individual card, and I think that is a big benefit to the Beast Shields.
Well, I guess. I don't know. I don't.
Well, what do you think?
I don't like those cards in like. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I feel like those are like, okay, you have a big monster on the field, but like, what about it? Like, I doesn't like what do I do? Like, it depends, right? Like, what do I do with that thing? It's there, but like, yeah, I guess it really depends on your strategy, right? Like, it's just a body there.
Yeah.
It depends on what you have on your extra deck, I guess. Then you use this, and then you summon. Then you summon Baylor, and you synchro into, I don't know, level 8, right? This is 7, right? Level 6, I don't remember.
There's 6, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, even just like linking off Druisworm into like an SP Little Knight, like you're removing 2 cards essentially for 1 link summon there, and you already also removed the card from the graveyard summoning the Druisworm, so there's a lot of compounding. The value compounds with the card, the more value you get out of it. But I also do agree that like it's not going to work in every deck, so like I can't put it into S tier with a good conscience.
Do you think Bestial Magnamood is also staple, because it's such a for dragon?
I wouldn't call it a staple. I would consider it a very good card, but it's not going to go into every deck.
Yeah,
I think all of the Beast Shields get used together in a package.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, these two being staples, but not Magnamood. I don't know. That's how I see it, at least. What do you think of Typhon? Is Typhon a good card?
I think Typhon's good. Remember Magnuma if we're grouping them all together? Okay, yeah, we'll get Magnuma up there too.
Wait, should we? Actually?
Yeah, I think all the Beast Shields work together as a package.
Okay. Because that's a UR.
It is a UR, but yeah, it is a UR, but Magnuma, it just feels like it's the whole package. Like, I still think it's a good card. Like,
Okay.
it should be there, yeah. So where are we? Typhon is so good going second. Like, like as much as people make like the surrender button memes about Typhon, I think Typhon definitely has a place. I wouldn't, if you pull it, I would never dismantle it, and it's too good of a card to dismantle like that.
Yeah, it's definitely not dismantled.
But it's not going into every deck either, right? Like,
it's definitely not a must craft. Definitely not. Right? It's good if you have it, but it will never craft this.
Yeah, I wouldn't craft it unless it's like the last card you need to craft.
Exactly. It's so funny, right? Because you might as well craft a Cold Bite, right? Cold Bite has like way more merit. Also, like Heavy Storm or Regeki has like way more merit to craft than Typhon.
You also need only one. I think that's a good point to bring up too. That you only need one Typhon.
Are you sure about that?
Are there people who run more than one Typhon?
Interesting. I never thought about it.
That would be interesting to see.
Like actually. If you have two, if you imagine that you open a master pack and you get two Typhons, right? You dismantle one, right? Or do you keep both of them?
You dismantle one for sure. Yeah, I don't think you keep two Typhon.
Okay. Do you know this card? I forgot the name, but it's the one that doesn't let both players have more than one card of the same type? Or no, or was it? No, wait, hold on.
No, yeah, I think you're right.
Goes in match.
Kitty, goes in match. Yeah, it goes in match.
Let me look it up just in case.
Yeah, and its counterpart is I think rivalry of the Warlords. I think that's its kind of its sister card.
Oh no, I'm confusing it. Is each player can only control one attribute of monster, right? Send all other face-up monsters they control to the graveyard, right? So you can have all the monsters that you want, and as long as they are the same type, right?
Yeah. And so I'll let you try to convince me on this, because I think Goes in Match and Rivalry go down with the rest of the floodgates in Dismantle tier.
Really?
I want you to try to convince me though, because I don't see Rivalry and Goes in Match being like a big game changer.
You know, interesting. I mean, it says wait, it's SR, right? Yeah,
it is an SR.
Both of them are SR. Okay, I feel like I've lost many matches because of this card. Like I've lost to this card more than once. Goes in match, but it's because I guess I play things that have like decks that have different attributes. But also the opponent needs to play in a specific deck, right? Also a deck that only plays one attribute, I guess. You know what? I think you're right. I think it isn't the same way as the skill Soul Drain. It's a dismantle.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've lost games to Skill Drain too, but I still don't think like you're gonna be putting Skill Drain into every deck. Both cards could stay in hell. Yeah, that seems to be the sentiment with a lot of floodgates.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Mystical Space Typhoon. I will put it in no
Not
choice.
yet.
Huh?
Yeah, I agree with your putting it for now. But when Radiant Typhoon becomes a deck in Master Duel, I think it's gonna go up. But it's not because of anything that Mystical Space Typhoon is doing, right? It's because MST is getting support.
No, yeah, well, obviously, right? It's like, I don't know what else to compare it.
Is it MST and R? Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, MST is an R as well. So yeah, I just don't think. I think there's better cards you could be using.
I mean, obviously, but if you have it and you have no other thing to put in your deck, might as well put this, right? There is no reason to dismantle it. There is never a reason to dismantle an R. And that's this card. Well,
no,
you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, these things, right? The horn and yeah, I know.
I'll go out of my way to disenchant my Dragon Captain card. I'll find it and I will dismantle it personally.
Okay. It's to send a message. Yeah.
Exactly, it's to send the message.
How do we feel about Imperm? Is Imperm a must-craft?
Oh yeah, I think it's an S tier for sure.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I feel like that is one of the cards that is never gonna hurt them. Never gonna hurt. And I
probably S tier.
you can put it in any deck. You can put it in absolutely any deck, same as Ash Blossom, right? And Maxi S.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone has an argument on why you shouldn't craft Imperm? Is there a reason why you shouldn't craft Imperm? Is Veiler better than Imperm?
Ooh, so that's an interesting debate to have, right? Because I think Valor and Imperm are very similar, but they fill very different niches in how they're able to be applied to the game state. And they seem very similar at first, but they end up playing out way differently because Imperm can be used as a board breaker, but Valor can be used in the mid game. So like if you're like Dracotail, for example, like you can cycle back a Valor and keep using it on your opponent's turn, where the quick effect from your hand portion of Imperm is really only applicable when you're actually going second.
Also, Veiler loses to Cold Buy.
Valor does lose the called by. That's another point to bring up as well.
Yeah.
Valor's not once per turn. That's you know what? Valor not being once per turn is a very good point to bring up, actually. But Imperm
is also, yeah. It's the same thing with Imperm. It's not once per turn. Wait, are you sure Valor is not once per turn?
Valor isn't once per turn. Valor is as old as me.
You're right. Yeah, well, none of those are once per turn, so that is not going to be a factor into choosing which one is better.
I think Imperm is a little better than Valor though, just because it can be used as a board breaker. I think there's a lot of value in that.
Yeah. So would you put Valor in Mustcraft or in Good?
I would put Valor in Good.
Yeah. If you had to choose between the two, you're definitely crafting Imperm. And if you already have 3 Imperms,
right? Yeah. Why
craft Valor?
Unless you want more effect negation, which I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. I think that's a good space too.
Okay, so I didn't know this card. This is the only card that you suggested me to include in the tier list, right? What is this card called?
Fantastical Dragon Phantasma.
Okay.
Oh, it's. So, have you actually read this card, or?
I read it, but I already
really.
forgot what it does. I read it and I was like, interesting. I didn't know this card existed. It's an SR. If your opponent special summons a link monster, well, this is not the important part, right? It's like when your opponent activates a card. Well, yeah, it is.
Yeah, because so it's essentially when your opponent link summons a monster, you can special summon it from your hand, and then you draw cards equal to that monster's link ratings, and then discard a card. So if they summon a link 1, you draw a card and discard a card. If they summon a link 2, you draw 2 cards and then discard a card. And then its other effect lets you discard a card to give your cards targeting protection. It's actually a really neat card for an SR.
When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a monster you control, quick effect, you can discard 1 card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. That's a lot for just 1 card, right? I feel like those 2 effects are individually really good. And this is an SR. That's so weird. And why have I never heard of this card before you mentioned it?
I think because it is a bit niche, right? So you can only special summon it at quick effect speed against link decks. So like for a while when Dracotail was absolutely dominant, Dracotail isn't link summoning, so like the Phantasme would just kind of sit in your hand, but at the same time, anytime there's a link deck that's really good, Phantasme just becomes an excellent option to, at the very least, just cycle through your deck. I think it belongs in Good. It's not used in every deck, but as an SR, you will get a lot of value out of it, even if it's just being used against the Link 1 monster, just to cycle a card.
You don't think this is a silver bullet?
I don't think it's a silver bullet. Because even if you think of a deck like Vanquish Soul, right? Like, they still have the Link 1 Rock. So you'll be able to get it into play so you can start applying that targeting protection while also cycling a card. I think there's ultimately better cards than it, but you're never going to be super upset about a Phantasme. What about Kashtira Fenrir? Is Fenrir the list?
No, it didn't feel to me like a staple. Do you think it should be considered a staple?
I think Fenrir specifically. Well, actually, no. If this was TCG, then I would say yes. But Fenrir only being at 1 feels a little awkward in Master Duel, where in TCG you can just jam 3 Fenrirs in your deck, do Fenrir search Fenrir, and that's your tiny little Fenrir package.
Yeah. Yeah. No. We're not including that, and we're leaving this in good. It's not a silver bullet. Okay, crossout designator. We were teasing this at the start. Where does crossout designator goes?
That one's hard for me, right? Because it goes into the same line as
Typhon? It's the last card you craft, I think.
Yeah, like, because you need to have the other staples first before you
Exactly.
can really make the cross out. And like crossout is really good.
I feel like crossout is already like good enough just for Ash. You already have 3 Ash Blossoms and you can add a crossout.
Same issue as Super Poly. Yeah, I think it has the same issue as Super Poly, but the difference is that Super Poly, you're crafting extra cards that can only really be used with Super Poly. Like with Crossout Designator, you're making your Ash Blossoms, you're making your Effect Failures, you're making your Malcharme Foolos.
Exactly.
And then after all of that is crafted, then you craft the Crossout Designator because you have all of the cards that you want to hit with it.
Cards that are already useful and really good because your opponent is gonna use them too. You know those are amazing cards, right?
Yeah, so I would put it in good.
You put it in good actually. You don't think it's situational? You think you only put it in there if you already have at least Ash Blossom?
I think it's good. It's not the first thing you're going to be crafting for sure, but it's not something that you could just take off your radar as well, right? Like at a certain point, crafting the crossout will actually like help the consistency of your deck a lot.
Wait, what? Crossout helps you with consistency?
Yeah, because it can beat hand traps.
Oh, I took it out of my K9 Vanquish Soul deck because I always rather have a monster. Same with what is it called?
And that's the
Dracotail.
with crossout, yeah. And that's the weird part about it, right? Because like for what it does, it is a really good card and it helps with going first a lot. But like you said, like you're starting to see decks like K9 that aren't even bothering to put it in. You see decks like Dracotail that aren't putting it in. And it's a great card, but like yeah, you know what? You've convinced me. I think it's in the right tier. I don't think it has to go up.
Okay. Amazing. We did it. It's also great in mirror match. It's such a funny thing. How often do you think a new player is gonna find a mirror match? Do you think people just start playing the game and decide to play Dracotail? They just start playing, download Master Duel, and they Google what is the best deck right now in Master Duel, and then they build a Dracotail deck. Do you think people actually do that?
I think people do that, but I might be a special case here.
That would be so funny, right? Yeah. People 100% do that. It's so funny. Okay, I think it's like situational. Yeah, I think this makes sense. What about the Triple Tactics talent?
So, again, it's like it's such a good board breaker card, right? And
These 3 cards that were forbidden at some point, right? It's a Pot of Greed, it's a Change of Heart, it's wait, what is the other one? The one that makes your opponent's hand.
Oh, confiscation, I think.
Is it?
Was it?
Or Mind Crash. There was something I don't remember. Yeah, well, whatever. The point is like it does really cool things, but it has the drawback that you only can use it if your opponent already used something.
So here's my hesitation with Triple Tactics Talent is that it is a really good card, but when you look at a lot of deck lists, is there ever a deck that's using more than one of it? Right? Like it's not that important of a card if you're kind of just using it to fill up that last space. Yeah, confiscation, thank you. Yeah, I think one triple is good, and if you get more than one of that, then I think you probably could dismantle it, because they have that 10-pack bundle where you get a free Triple Tactics Talent that you can't dismantle, and I think that's the only one you'll ever actually need.
Interesting. I used to in my Sky Striker deck. It's not that often that I get the two in my hand, but I use it because it's a really good card. It's a really, really good card.
Yeah.
In my opinion...
To me, it just seems... Oh,
no, go.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I was just going to say that because of the existence of Thrust, like, you could just thrust it. If you're using two talents, you could always just replace that one talent with a thrust and then search for the talent, right? So like it's kind of like in my head it's like a little weird.
They are different. They have different conditions, right? I think thrust is if your opponent activates something during their turn, during your turn, right? And the other one is only during the main phase. Or is it the other way around? I don't remember. It's probably never gonna matter.
They use one because they search it for thrust. Yeah, exactly. Like that's my mindset. Like, you get the one thrust, or you get the one talents from the bundle that you get from Konami for the 10 packs and a free talents, and that's all you need, right? Like, yeah. You're not gonna need more than one.
I don't know. I use 3 copies in my Arcana Force deck. That is definitely not a good deck. I'm so sorry. That is not gonna happen. I think in A is good then, right? Where do we put Thrust?
I think Thrust also goes in A, but like the higher end of A, I think, because Thrust. So Thrust is one of those few cards in the game that can just search any normal spell card, right? Like that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, but like how many decks are gonna make use of searching for a normal card? I guess it could be a Raigeki. It could be a Lightning Storm. It could be a... I don't know.
Yeah, it could be board breakers, but it can also just end up searching engine pieces as well. It can search Fiendsmith Tract. It can search.
Okay. But we have to go back to something very important. This is for new players.
Okay. No, you're right. Yeah, if you haven't built up your collection enough, I suppose having the actual board breakers and the way to search it is more important. I would put it in there with like the Book of Moon tier, because it's not a card that I would get rid of, right?
Yeah. I feel like the versatility of drawing 2 cards is better than getting one specific spell card. Obviously, if you're playing Sky Striker, this is the best card ever, right? You can just get engaged and win the game instantly. You already have a yeah, it's the best thing ever in Sky Striker. But this is not about a Sky Striker, right? This is in general for new players. I don't think it's that important in new players. I know.
No, I agree with you that 100%.
What is it called?
I think that's Double Cyclone, right?
No, no, it's not double
Cosmic Cyclone.
Well,
Thank
okay,
you.
yeah.
Cosmic Cyclone. Yeah.
It should be above MST.
Okay.
You pay LP.
Definitely above. Life is a resource, man. Like. Yeah, I think it definitely. I think it definitely goes above MST because banishing a spell card does makes a big difference in my opinion.
Okay. What is it called? Oh my god, what is this called? It's part of.
It doesn't trigger True Light. True. Oh, you're talking about what is that? I think that's Pot of Duality.
Well, duality, yeah.
Yeah.
This is dismantle.
Yeah. Hey, look, it's really tough for me to say that because back when I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh, that thing was like $90 to $150. Like you needed 3 of it to play.
For very specific decks.
It was like how the mighty has fallen at this point, right? Like yeah, duality. Yeah, duality used to be like $90 to $150. Like when it first came out, it was a secret rare and it was a crazy good card. But nowadays it's too much to give up special summoning for the turn, so it definitely just gets tossed into dismantle, unless you're playing like Flu.
All right, what is this card?
What is that? That looks like there can only be one.
Yeah. No, it's not. Is this there can only be one? Is the one? Yeah, I don't know. Wait, hold on. Let me look it up.
Duality, add card D. Yeah, Big Shot remembers the good old days of like when card D used to be like a great card too. Like you could just get away with normal summoning to draw 2 and that was your turn.
Alright, it is. There can only be one. Each player can control one monster of each type. If a player controls one or more monsters in the same type, they must send some to the graveyard so they control no more than one monster of that type. Is this good? It's a UR. I think this is a dismantle. If I ever seen one. This is a UR, dude. No way.
Yeah, it's a floodgate that's basically better goes and match, better rivalry of the Warlords, but like it's still a floodgate that's kind of doing the same thing. Like, and you can get more value for your UR dust than there can only be one.
Definitely, a third of an imperm better.
In hell with goes and match and rivalry, yeah, exactly.
How do we feel about Lava Golem?
I like it.
To me, Lava Golem is one of the best cards in here. I would put it in Masscraft. How do you feel about that?
Really? Okay, I wanna hear your logic on this one because I would put Lava Golem in A, but I want to hear your logic for S.
I feel like Lava Golem is like we're talking about new players, right? And new players, I probably watched the anime, right? I cannot imagine someone getting into Yu-Gi-Oh without watching the original one. It's really iconic, right? So you want to use Lava Golem, but also it's like the answer for everything, right? You are a new player, you don't know what the opponents are playing exactly, what the cards do, and sometimes you don't understand what is going on, but you can understand that you're gonna remove 2 of those things and you're gonna summon the Lava Golem. Then you can just like get rid of with a lot of things in your deck, right? Imagine your opponent like takes like a whole like 20 minutes getting 2 Liger Dancer, and then you're like, nah, Lava Golem. Nothing beats it. The only issue to me with Lava Golem is that it requires that the opponent has more than one monster, right? But let's be honest, right? When is that gonna come up?
Yeah, I I agree with you for the most part. Like Kitty said here, the only weakness of Lava Golem is it uses your normal summon, right? And yeah, that's pretty much the biggest weakness of Lava Golem is that it takes away your normal summon.
I forgot
And
about
that's
that.
becoming less and less important. Yeah, that's becoming less and less important. Like if you're playing a rogue deck, you like notice a lot of rogue decks have their best playmakers tied to the normal summon because that's just how Konami used to design cards back then. And now we have cards like Habakiri where your best playmakers are tied to something that never even leaves your hand, right? So
Yeah.
I think as decks become more modern, Lava Golem actually becomes better because not needing to give up your normal summon becomes less and less relevant.
Yeah, exactly. I also have the Kaiju here as a I have like this guy, I don't remember the name, as a representative of all the Kaijus, right? Because it's the Kaijus with less attack, so it's the more common one. The other ones depend on your deck. So the most quote unquote staple will be this one, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would actually put Gamma Seal maybe even higher than the Lava Golem.
What?
Which is kind of weird to say.
You would
So,
put in is
Gamma
this a
Seal
must
doesn't
draft?
take you. I don't think Gamma Seal takes your normal summon, right?
No, it
Like,
doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah, it only removes one monster, but it doesn't take your normal summon. So it's tough, but I think Gamma Seal has a little bit more flexibility than Lava Golem.
Okay,
It
interesting.
doesn't. Thank you. Yeah,
Both are SRs, right?
both are SRs. Yeah.
So okay, so yeah, okay. I'm half memeing. What do you think? Is this actually a Mascraft, or do you think it should be in good, or should we have an in between? I feel like if there was an in between Mascraft and good, this will definitely be there. Because these are definitely not in the same tier as the other five, the big five.
Yeah, I agree with you with that. What about Sphere Mode? So I think Sphere Mode is
It requires 3,
basically
right?
just a worship. Yeah, it's 3. It is a good card, but if we're just talking about like how generically useful it is, I think you actually get a lot more work out of Lava Golem and Gamma Seal, especially if you use it in combination with other hand traps. So like, let's say it's more of a simplified board state where the opponent was only able to put up one boss monster, then Gamma Seal feels a lot better than a Sphere Mode where you have to get rid of 3 cards. Because with Sphere Mode, you kind of have to let your opponent go off a little bit to have 3 monsters.
Yeah. So what do you think? Should we add another tier to put in between these two, or should we just leave it in good? Because yeah, I feel like these cards are definitely not in the same tier as
Maxi and Joel. Yeah. I think we leave it in good, right? Because
okay.
Within the same context, like it's probably like you're probably getting like a good just as much work out of it as like you would like an effect failure, right? Like
Yes.
like you're not like if you draw an effect failure, you're not mad to see effect failure in your hand. Like if you draw a Gamma Seal or a Lava Golem and you're going second, you're not mad to see that card either.
Yeah, I guess not.
Maybe like going based off of like how happy I am to see the card when I lose the coin flip.
Yeah,
isn't,
that's
like,
an
a
interesting
great
way of
measure,
seeing
but,
it.
Like that's gonna be my measure.
Mhm. Okay, next one. How do we feel about Nibiru? Is Nibiru Mascraft? Or just good? I feel like Nibiru is a hard card to use, honestly.
Yeah, I think Nib is an A. Even with yeah, Nib is an A. Yeah, I agree with you. I think Nib is an A here.
Yeah.
Because you're right that Nib is hard to use, and especially when you start needing to think about like 2-card combos with Nib, like the way you play a Nibiru when you have an effect failure or an infinite impermanence in your hand is different than the way you play a Nibiru that's just by itself in your hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I feel like it requires to have knowledge about your opponent's deck, right? If you're playing against something that you like a rogue deck that you've never seen before, like playing Nibiru is like this is gambling, right? There's no way you know what it's gonna be. Like if you're playing against like you know the top tier decks, you know the choke points, and you know if it's probably useless to use Nibiru, right? It's like, oh, you already know that the time passed, and it makes no sense to use it now.
Yeah, exactly. And I think like Nibiru is one of those cards for me where like it definitely took me a lot of time to realize how good Nibiru was. And because there's it's just I think it's A. Sorry, I was reading chat here. I don't care what anyone says. Dark Hole is better than Rikeki. If someone locks you, you can blow up the board. Which, you know what? I think that is fair because there's like Sanctifier locks, I think, with like Branded, where they like try to put something on your field that prevents you from summoning. And in those niche cases, yeah, Dark Hole is better.
But what do you think is gonna come up more often? That you just have something that locks you, you have to remove something from your field? Or that you don't want something removed from your field? What do you think is gonna come up more often? I feel like it's obvious to me.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't use nib and paper Yu-Gi-Oh because I don't like doing math. True, math is way too hard. That's why I use a calculator.
Yeah, you know, when I read that, I was thinking like, wait, why you only have to count to 5? What? And then I was like, oh yeah, you have it's the attack and defense. Yeah, that's gonna take a little longer to do.
I like. Yeah, I agree with that. Too much math, but yeah, I think Nibiru is an A card. Like it is a really good card. And especially when you're playing in silver rank too. Like a lot of people aren't going to be playing around Nibiru either.
Oh, that is a good point.
But it takes time to learn.
That is a good point. Okay, let's go for the Molcharmis. What do you think, Molcharmis? Let's start with Fualos, which is I feel is the most popular one and the best one, at least right now.
Yeah.
Actually, I might argue that right now Puruli is there, maybe, in the meta. Do you think?
So I think Fualos is the gold standard, right?
Yeah.
And then Perulia and Meowls kind of come in and out depending on what's better. So like right now Perulia is better because of Vanquish Soul, but during Malice, Meowls was better because of the Graveyard and Banish recursion. So I think Fualos is the gold standard that goes in S, and then Perulia and Meowls go in A tier because they're really good, but they're also dependent on what the best dex is, and you kind of swap them out depending on which one is giving you more value.
The Purulia and Meowls are in the same tier.
Oh, you think so?
When is me? I've never seen Meowls in my life. I've never seen it.
Chat, defend Meowls for me, please. Like,
what do you
I don't
mean?
think it's that bad.
I've literally never seen Meowls. Like, I understand, like, if you get it, like, I could add for no choice, right? Okay, so we're clear. Fualos is like Muscraft, right? Purulia is good.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that one is easy.
So
yeah,
Meowls is a controversial one for me because dude, when is Meowls? I've never seen it. Meowls is very situated. It depends on the meta, right? It's always gonna depend on the meta.
Yeah, it is very situational. And don't we actually have a very situational tier?
I guess we do.
I'm sorry, Meowls. I just talked you into a worse tier.
Is it a dismantle? Is Meowls a dismantle? I mean, it could. I think it could become useful, but at the same time, super polymerization will also become useful, right? Because super polymerization becomes useful if you get more cards. Meows becomes more useful if the meta changes, and I feel like you have more control over like the cards that you can craft rather than the meta itself. So I don't see a world where Meows is better than Super Polymerization.
I think Meows has the potential to be better.
No, I agree.
I agree with. Yeah, I agree with Sans in chat and Victor. I'm sorry, I'm
Victor,
very
yeah.
dyslexic, so it's tough for me to be enraged. Yeah. But yeah, I think Meows is a situational card, so it should probably go into the situational tier. As far as saying it's better than Super Polymerization is concerned, I think it is a little better than, if you could draw a single card off of Meows, then Meows did its job. If it cycled you for even a card, then it did its job.
Okay, but have that ever happened to you that you activate 2 Purulias and then your opponent just never not even normal summons? Not even normal summons?
I've been that person who's played 2 Perulias and then my opponent just doesn't normal summon it at all from the hand.
Yeah. So
but you can say the same thing about. Yeah, I mean you can say the same thing about like Fualos too, right? Like you could shotgun Fualos in the opening hand and then they just go like, all right, I'm gonna Rise and Holy Su pass.
I guess that's possible. Oh. So, once Preplan support comes to Master Duel, I will use Super Poly. Bruh. Yeah, let's just wait.
Okay, I'll make a deal with you. If we put Meows into situational, we'll move Super Poly up to situational as well. No longer next to the Dragon Capture Jar. We don't have to do it dirty like that.
This is the easiest deal for me. That is just a dismantle.
All right.
That is just a dismantle.
All right, so
we'll
let it be known then. We'll let it be known then that Meows and Dragon Capture Jar are.
Nah, I'm just kidding. Meows, I would put it in no choice. I would put it in no choice, maybe. Like if you are not like needing you can. I mean, why not? Right? It doesn't hurt.
Yeah, I think so. And my opinion is that if it even cycles you a single card, then it did its job.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. I feel like most decks will summon something from the graveyard at some point.
Always wait until your opponent commits to a play. Don't shotgun your hand traps. But that's just me. I think you need to base it around what your hand actually looks like. So if you have a good hand, then I think it's better to shotgun it so you don't get hit by Triple Tactic's Talent and your opponent is able to remove your starter from your hand. But if you have a bad hand where you think you need more cards, then I think that's a situation where you don't shotgun it.
Everything is situational.
Anyway, sorry. What's the next card?
Duster. Duster is also good.
Duster. Yeah, Duster's really good. And so I made my case before that I think Heavy Storm is better than Duster. But Duster is still an excellent card. Like if you're using Duster, like you're putting a heavy consideration for Heavy Storm in your deck as well, and vice versa.
I say that it depends on your deck in particular. Some decks require to set more stuff, and maybe Heavy Storm is gonna mess up with that. Or you have used equip spells, you obviously cannot use Heavy Storm.
Yeah.
Right? But Duster is like the safest in my opinion. Because when is it gonna come out that you need to remove something from your side? It's like very niche use.
Yeah. So Leroy, the reason why we have Dark Hole down isn't because I disagree with you, and isn't because I think it's a bad card.
I think your camera died.
Oh boy, I'm so sorry. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but we cannot see you.
Okay, let me. I'm gonna give me 1 second. gonna plug my raid really fast.
Okay. The reason why that hole isn't dismantled is because you can get them for free. So if you actually can dismantle a dark hole, you might as well, because you can get them for free in Master Duel. That's why. The void speaks, and we must listen. That's so funny.
This is my new VTuber model, guys. Don't make fun of me.
Wow. Wait. I can't believe it. We turned a flesh tuber into a VTuber. We're so good, chat. We're so good. Honestly, let's take this chance to send a little ad break so that we don't get interrupted later while we fix this. Yeah. Duster is better because they always have it. Huh? Duster is better because they always have it in their hand. The opponent always have Duster. Every time that you said something, that you start your turn set. Every time that you're playing Labyrinth, your opponent has Duster. Every time that you're playing, I don't know, dude, something that requires a lot of like set things, your opponent will draw Duster, and that is something that you cannot do anything about. I'm sorry. Also, chat, did you raise like and subscribe? Did you already like and subscribe? If that's something that you have done, do it, please. If you haven't.
Yes.
And we will
like and subscribe Pepper. He 100% deserves it. He makes a lot of fun content, and that's why we're all here, right?
Wow. Oh my god. How's the camera going?
Okay, so I might have to let it charge for a little bit. So I'll be a Black Void for a little bit. But I'm going to step out, grab something to drink really fast while you go pee, if that's okay.
Okay, I'm gonna move this then, and you let me know when you turn it on again. Is that okay?
Yeah, that works perfectly. I'll let you know when my camera is back.
Okay.
That's so funny that my camera died. Just call me a professional streamer, guys.
No, that's part of it. We're gonna get you the editor. Please put a little image that represents Mr. Apple here. So yeah, absolutely. Both of you guys are talented. Yeah, I'm gonna make me cry. You're gonna make me cry. Don't do that.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. Me especially. I don't know why anyone even watches my videos, but like I'm so glad that you guys all find it so entertaining. It means a lot to me.
They are so good. What are you talking about? Why do you downplay your stuff? It's so great.
Thank you. Yeah, I would love to see another collab between you two. Yeah, no, we're having a lot of fun with this. I would definitely be down for another collab.
If you have suggestions, chat, something like this, something kind of unique, right? Because we're not analyzing like the actual quality. Because obviously, if this was a normal staple tier list, super polymerization wouldn't be in Dismantle. Definitely not. We're talking about new players. That's why this is interesting to do, right? So yeah. Torrential tribute.
Yeah, I'll be right back. So sorry.
Hi. Wait, are you there? Okay. Let's wait, chat. Where are you talking about, Crispy? Your content is so fun and your perspectives are interesting. I feel like the perspectives are very unique and very well informed. Like you can clearly tell that there is some research done, which is more than what most people do. I mean, I just hear like without any numbers, without any like interview. I'm just talking out of my ass, right? You can tell that there was research done, and that to me that's my favorite part. And testing too. I've been vibing playing Master Duel while listening. You just hit Master. Whoa, let's go! We have another Master in here. Clap. At some point, all of my viewers are gonna be Master. Duels between you two? Oh, I don't do this to me. I don't think I can get to that point yet. Do you mind dueling? You could just have a stream just dueling. It would be funny, I guess. But we will have to have like a twist, like dueling only with NR cards or something. Like if we play our regular decks, I feel like it wouldn't be as interesting. Would you like to see that, chat? I don't think you would like to see just two content creators just using the regular competitive decks. What's the fun of it? That's what most Yugi tubers make challenges. They have like the Master Saga, right? Or they have the Wheel and stuff like that. They have their own challenges only using monsters of this color, or that start with this letter, or that they come from this specific pack, or from this year in particular, things like that, you know? What if we make a challenge of only using cards that came out to Master Duel in 2025? So no Maxi, no Ash, no Imper, only new cards. So we wouldn't have staples, right? Like if I'm playing, okay, let's think about this. Okay, only cards that came out in 2025. And I'm playing Yami Mitsurugi. If I'm playing Yami Mitsurugi, what are the cards that I wouldn't be able to use in the deck? Wait, Yami Mitsurugi, Yami came out in this year, came out in January. What am I talking about? I'm stupid. Okay, let's think Mitsurugi. You wouldn't play the other ones like the... No, actually, can you play it? No. Well, how would you do it, chat? What would you do? What would you do if you had to make a deck of cards that only came out in 2025? What would be a good deck to craft if it's only 2025? You have to make an no exceptions. No exceptions. That's the fun part. If we make exceptions, then what's the point? What would be the best deck to craft? Probably Dracotail, right? Just build Dracotail. I feel like that would be the easiest thing to do. 2025, just build pure Dracotail without staples. Just try to find a good combo out of them. What order? My list came out in 2025. Ryseal. In Ryseal, you only played like Ryseal, right? You wouldn't play the other rank 4s. You're gonna have to multi-archetype the deck, right? Not necessarily. Not necessarily, but it is possible. Anything that has synergy, boom. Just pray that you find a good combo out of them. Without hand traps? Yes! It would have to be hand traps that came out this year. That came out in 2025. Which hand traps came out in 2025? Not Nibiru, not Ash, not Maxi. Did Fuelos came out? Wait, let me check.
No, I think even Fuelos is fairly new. Or fairly well, older than a year.
Really? Fuelos came out in January 2025, so you could have Fuelos in your 2025 deck.
Gordian Slicer. Yeah, I do agree with you that I think it would be Dracotail though, because it's just the most coherent strategy with all modern cards.
Okay, are you ready to keep going then?
Yeah, I'm ready to keep going. I'm gonna let my camera charge for a bit because it wants to keep shutting off on me. So I will grace everyone with my presence once that camera has charged a bit. I am so sorry, everyone.
Ah, it's fine, don't worry. Okay, wait, maybe you can use this. Hold on. Can you use this? Oh, I already doxing you with this. Wait.
What, my Discord picture? You can use my Discord picture.
Is your name?
Yeah, you can use my Discord picture.
Okay, so this works then for now. Okay. This is your PNG tuber now. You now are like a, what is it called?
Your golden voice is being heard. Wait, that golden voice is being heard at least? Yeah, I like to think I have a pretty good voice.
Wait, for Walus came out with Finsmith in 2025? No. To Master Duel. To Master Duel, they came out in January 2025. Yeah, anyways. That's an idea. We can think about it later. We can get it to more detail. Right now, let's focus on this. We're about to be done, actually. Yeah. Torrential Tribute, what do you think? Torrential Tribute is an UR, right? Hello?
Wow, because sorry, I was distracted by chat for a second.
Oh.
Yes, that is.
Oh, it's an R.
IP says my avatar. And yeah, Torrential is an R. I honestly think Torrential is actually a really good card. It should be up there in good because the amount of value that Torrential Tribute can actually generate for you is it can do a lot for you. And when you're first starting in the game, if you're just trying to pick cards to put into your deck to fill slots and holes, Torrential Tribute does so much work.
Wait, really? Good? This is a trap card. Trap cards are not real cards.
I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, Torrential is one of those cards that is just no one is really playing around it, and it's like running into a mirror force where like it's devastating if you hit a mirror force. And Torrential is kind of the same way, except it doesn't require the battle phase. It just requires the opponent to be greedy and do one more summon than they should actually do.
Okay, I guess we're putting it in good. I don't know. I guess we're doing that. I was gonna include Mirror Force, but I was like, is Mirror Force really a card? I don't know. Torrential Tribute was for more discussion because it's R, I remember. That's why I put it there. While Mirror Force is an SR. I have the other Mirror Force here. Do you think this returns to the hand? This doesn't destroy.
I think what is that? Radiant Mirror Force, right?
Yeah, the one that returns to the hand.
Yeah, I think Radiant Mirror Force is way better than normal Mirror Force, but I would still put it under Torrential Tribute just because Torrential Tribute has just a wider range of applications. Like the moment it's down, it becomes a threat.
Interesting. What do you think of Ultimate Slayer? This is a dismantle, right?
I agree with the dismantle decision because it goes under the same concept as Super Poly, right? Like you need to craft a catered extra deck to use the Ultimate Slayer, and at that point you're just better off crafting the stuff in the S tier, right? Like you're better off crafting the Molcharmies, Ash Blossom Maxi. Like Ultimate Slayer is good, but I don't think I don't think that it's gonna be like your first craft, right?
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna put it in no other choice because the thing is, for super polymerization you need to craft specific things. With this, you can craft one normal Link, one normal Xyz, one normal Synchro, and one normal Fusion. They don't have to be specific cards that have like an extra effect. They could be literally anything. And it still has the same effect. You don't get the extra effect that you will get by discarding Garura or Aggregator, but it still has the main effect. So this is not a dismantle from my point of view. It's still a really good card that can get you out of other situations. You just need to put 4 random cards in your extra deck. Now the downside to me is that it takes a space in your extra deck. That's the issue, the space, not the crafting part.
Yeah, I could actually agree with that. Yeah, I think you actually convinced me there. And wow. Yeah, Mitch said they don't need to be URs. Yeah, actually there's Aggregator, the Ignister Pegasus. Oh yeah, I forgot about Pegasus. Yeah, actually there's a lot of good targets that are not you are for Ultimate Slayer.
They don't have to be
So-
good targets. It could be literally anything. That's the best part.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, so
Good at
I
Tempai.
wouldn't.
I mean, every board breaker is good at Tempai.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I feel like it's a card that if you really don't need the. No, it's situational. It's so good. It's such a good card. I'm so sorry, but it's such a good card. It's such a board breaker. It's amazing.
I agree with you that I think no other choice. It definitely doesn't go into Dismantle, right? Because again, like cards that say it can't be responded to is kind of in its own tier of card, and like there's the opportunity cost that you have to weigh, but Ultimate Slayer is not that egregious of an opportunity cost.
Like I think you only dismantle it if you are missing, like 10 UR, right? If you are literally missing 10 UR, and that's the only way that I can see it, right? But I wouldn't for something that is like a must, I guess. I don't know. Alistair is a must craft? What do you mean? Is Baron a staple? No, you cannot make Baron in any deck. It's like really hard to make. You need tuners. You need specific cards to make Baron, right? Anyways.
Ultimate Slayer is decent in my opinion. Yeah. Is Baron? Sorry. I'm just catching up on chat now. Is Baron a staple? Those decks can make it. I wouldn't say so. It's a good card, but it's not like an SP Little Knight that you can just take two monsters and slap them together. You know, the classic my body is a machine that turns two monsters into SP Little Knight. Like it's a real thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I will leave it like this. Dominus Purge, what do you think?
I don't think it's good in the decks that it can go into, but
exactly.
I think Dominus Impulse is definitely the best of the three Dominus cards. Then it goes Purge, and then I would say Songs of the Dominus, but Songs of the Dominus is I wouldn't even consider that a staple.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I only included these two.
Yeah, I would say Purge. Honestly, they both go in good, but like Purge is just not nearly as good as the other one.
You don't think they're both situational? They only depend on the type of deck that you're playing, like because these are cards that are only good in specific decks. Like, but if you have those, like you I mean, if you get this, I don't know. Well, what is the difference between that? Don't they do the same thing?
No, so Purge stops a search, and then the other one stops a special summon effect. So, yeah, so like Purge is kind of like a bad Ash Blossom, where the other one is
so like this then.
But I actually agree with you that I think it does go in situational, right? Like these aren't cards you're going to be crafting right out of the gate.
Yeah.
It has to be catered very specifically to your deck that you're playing.
Okay, so I'm reading in the purple side. A normal Alistair Pass is the best play of all Yu-Gi-Oh! What do you mean? Okay, so that is clearly a joke. But the other, I feel like Call By is a must craft. I also think so. But what was your argument for Call By being good and not a must craft?
If I remember correctly, my biggest argument against it was that you want to be crafting the interruption before you want to craft the answers to the interruption as a new player. You'd much rather have the way to interact before crafting your ways to stop opponents from interacting with you.
Oh, you're right. It's priority.
Yeah.
Also,
It's
for
not
the-
that it's not a bad card.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, it's a really
Okay.
good card. And this, just to remind you, right? To remind everyone that this is a tier list for new players. We're imagining someone who is just starting playing Master Duel, just downloaded the game, and maybe open a few packs and get these cards. Like, what do you do, right? Like, if you open a pack and you get Reaper here, you dismantle it. You don't need this shit, right? You dismantle it because like those 10 URs could get you closer to a Maxi or to an Imperm, to an Ash, right? This is the point of view that we're seeing. Cross Designator, it requires to have also the Masscraft first, right? Otherwise it's not as good. That's why it's a situational card in this specific tier list. Yeah. I already had Ghost Mourner here, I put it 2 times. Magnamut, I already had Magnamut in there. Card Destruction, how do you feel about Card Destruction? I feel like Card Destruction most of the time is gonna help your opponent.
Yeah, once upon a time, Card Destruction was a really good card,
Yeah.
but now I think it's doing more for the opponent than what it's doing for yourself. Unless you're playing like Dangers of Dark World, right? Like,
Yeah, where do we put it?
to the Dust Grinder.
To the Dust Grinder, I agree. We're also putting
Weak and
draw.
situational, yeah.
We're counting the in Master Duel the rarity. So draw and gamma are SRs. So you get more value out of them by crafting them, right? These are cards that in my opinion should be UR. I don't know why they are SR. So might as well craft them. Because technically Call By is probably a better card than Droll and Gamma, maybe, I don't know. You could debate that they are as good or something. But the fact that they are SR makes the new player get more value out of them. That's why they are in Masscraft.
Yeah, I agree with you with that. I think you should add Access Code Talker and Zeus. I think Access Code Talker would actually be an interesting conversation. Zeus is a little more narrow in its applications because it has to come off of an Exceed, but Access Code Talker is just a generic rank 4 or a generic link 4. So I think there's a conversation to be had.
Yeah, I like this.
So
Wait, hold on. I need to read this comment.
sorry.
It says, can you explain the reasoning for Magnamut to be lower than Baldrake? Magnamut does require a dragon deck, but Baldrake requires a deck dedicated to light, dark, or both attributes that can also run it. Do you really think that it's more common to see, like, light and dark are in everything? Light and dark will be in everything or not? I don't know. Well, not in everything.
I can see the argument.
Yeah.
I can see the argument that Baldrake is maybe a little worse than Magma, but yeah, it's really situational because they all kind of fall into the same niche, right? It's just Magma is only really good if you're using the rest of the Bice Shield package, where like something like Drew's Worm, you can just slap a Drew's Worm or two in your deck and it'll put in work.
Mm-hmm. If you have IP, you should have Underworld Goddess. You know what? You're right. The White Woman. We have to do this.
White Woman jump scare.
I guess I cannot argue with that. I feel like that is a card that could be included. Yeah. Okay. If you run a bestial package, you're running 1 by 1 druid. Yeah. What is this card? I forgot the name. But this is a dismantle, right? You require like information on your opponent. This is the card that negates the effect from like something that you declare, right? You declare a name and you negate the effects of that. The black
talking about
laughs.
Yeah, so this card is a pretty interesting one because you need to have really good game knowledge where it has really good applications, right? So I believe its field effect prevents monsters with the declared name being special summoned, and then its grave effect prevents monsters with the declared name from activating its effects. And something is really cool about it is that it doesn't target and it doesn't affect the monster either, right? So like in a situation where, like, let's say you're playing Sky Striker and your opponent makes double Liger Dancer against you can send Blackout Laughs to the graveyard with a Foolish Burial Goods, call Liger Dancer, and then Liger Dancer can no longer activate its effect because it doesn't actually affect the Liger Dancer, it affects the player. So it has this really like niche situational usage, but you have to know exactly what you're doing with the deck or with the card. Like the only reason I was even able to find success with the card is because Master Duel has the related card options where I'm able to like look at what their boss monsters are going to do before the card actually gets summoned, where something like in paper, you wouldn't get nearly as much value out of it.
That sounds very interesting. I don't know, like I'm confused about this card. Like we're talking about new players, right? So a new player is gonna get used to it, or are they better off dismantling it?
I think a new player is better off dismantling it. I think a new player could get usage out of it, but they have to really understand all the information that Master Duel itself is actually giving them. Like I would say, there's like so many people that don't use the related card options. Like if an opponent summons a starter, you can right click on the card, go to related cards, and basically read everything they're going to do and the boss monster they're going to bring out. But most people don't do that, so yeah, I don't think Blackout Laughs is anything other than budget or situational.
Yeah, that is
reading. Yeah, I know reading is so hard.
That is so interesting. Like that is like completely different argument that with Super Poly. That is that the like it's a simple card to understand, right? Super Polymerization, super easy to understand, but you're limited by the cards that you have in your extra deck, right? Well, with this card, you're limited by the knowledge that you can have because it's like such a hard card to use. Yeah, same right, like the other, some other cards here. That's really cool.
And like, yeah, and like Master Duel does give you the information to use it properly. It's just Master Duel doesn't make it obvious on how to actually get that information when your opponent starts playing cards.
Yeah. Let's go for the next one. What is it called? Dimensional... No. I forgot. Is this Dimensional Barrier?
Dimensional Barrier, yeah.
The barrier. Yeah. What does he do? I forgot what I forgot.
I like how Kitty's just like, I hate the barrier, but it's got its uses. So it's a summon floodgate. You declare any basically of the special summoning types in Yu-Gi-Oh! Except for Link monsters, I believe, and then it turns off that summoning type for the turn.
Yeah, Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Pendulum. Aha. You declare that and then your opponent cannot do that. Is this a good card for... It's SR, it's not UR. This obviously requires some kind of knowledge. But I feel like it's easier to understand than the Black Gold. And it's also SR, so...
Yeah, I think...
I don't think it's a dismantle.
Yeah, I don't think it's a dismantle either. Especially because it is a little bit easier to use, right? Like if an opponent activates a ritual spell card, it's pretty intuitive that they're probably going to be doing a ritual summon, so you can chain ritual. And same with like a fusion spell, right? Like if they activate branded fusion, then it's probably safe to assume they're doing a fusion summon, so you can call fusion. I know a lot of people hate the card, but I'm actually kind of on Leroy's side here, where it's not broken because it's not searchable outside of decks like Labyrinth, or like if you thrust for it, right? But and also the fact that it doesn't hit Link monsters, I feel like that pulls it back so much.
Yeah, I don't think it's a dismantle, so it would be a no choice. If you have nothing else to put in your deck, you can put this, I guess. Right?
I think that's a good pick for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No other choice, because it's not like a situational card. It's just one of those things where it's like, don't know what else to put in your deck. A deep barrier couldn't hurt.
Exactly, it doesn't hurt. What do you think of evenly matched? To me, evenly matched will be a Masscraft.
Yeah, I might put evenly matched up there too.
Yeah, or do you think it should be in good? I feel like evenly matched is for at least for new players. Is it hard to use?
I mean, so there's intricacies to it, right? Like, obviously, there's just going to battle phase and then slamming down the evenly matched and hoping it resolves. And then there's the layers to it, to where like, all right, well, now I have to bait out a piece of interruption before I evenly matched, or else it's going to get negated. And I think evenly matched goes good.
Okay.
It's tough between a Masscraft and good, because especially at the start of the game when you first start climbing in and getting your feet in the water for Master Duel, evenly matched will blow out some games. Like, I remember when I first got back into the game, the first time I saw evenly matched, I was like, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. I put 3 of it in my deck, and then I slowly started to take them out of my deck.
No, it sounds insane, right? It banishes everything in your opponent's field. What the hell? That is crazy. Usually matches made, the opponent has several negates these days. Well, not always. Maybe they have a lot of monster negates, but they are not ready for a trap card. Or maybe they only negate during the main phase on something. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like it's good. I feel like it's good. Yeah, it's not a Masscraft. It's like it's probably not gonna.
I think it's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Applesauce. Hello, Lunary.
Hello, Lunary. Yes, You missed it before. I was here in a very low very low resolution, and my camera died, so I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully your flesh tour thingy, your flesh tour model will come back. Yeah. Understandable. Retaliating C, where do we put it?
Yeah, just saw your webcam. Okay. Ooh, I think Retaliating C goes in situational. I think Retaliating C is an awesome card when it resolves, but like there's so many times where Retaliating C won't actually resolve, and my biggest issue with Retaliating C is it doesn't get its effect if it's not summoned through its own effect.
Yeah.
Like, if you just normal summon a Retaliating C, it's not going to have the Macrocosmos effect attached to it. You have to summon it through its effect to have that Floodgate ability. So I really think it is budget or situational.
Yeah. Nightmares. What do you think of the nightmares? I only put 2 of them. I know there is more, but like, I feel like these are the most staple-like.
Yeah, I agree with you. So I think with the nightmares, you know what? I think nightmares are really good for new players, because they're pretty simple to understand, and they're basic removal that anyone can kind of put into their deck.
You can slam it in everything, right?
Yeah, like what Mitch said here. They're extra deck fillers. So like, I think they're really good for that purpose. Yeah, they're really good for that purpose. And you will get work out of it. Like, you're not gonna put a Nightmare Phoenix or Nightmare Cerberus into your deck and never summon it, right? Like, there's gonna be moments where it pops up.
So it will be good then, right?
Yeah, I think they go good. I think they are really good. They're SRs, they're easy to craft, and you will get work out of them.
Yeah. I was thinking right now. Wait, I feel like these two feel more useful than Typhon, which is a weird thing to say, but I guess they kinda are, and they are SRs. So this should be better than Typhon, right?
Yeah, I think the Nightmare guys might dethrone Typhon here a little bit.
So with Typhon still be here, I feel weird that they're in the same tier, right? I feel like Typhon should be lower. That's your situation, I guess.
What do you think, chat? Should we move Typhon down into the situational tab and
yeah, because I see these two and I feel like they are definitely in a higher tier than Typhon. Typhon taking another L.
Taking another L.
Oh, you know what? You're right. I feel like it makes sense that Typhon. It depends on budget. I mean, rather than budget situation, I feel like it depends on the budget. No, because the other cards don't depend on the budget. It's either like that you have the budget for Typhon, might as well, right? But also, if you are like tight on budget, you get like the chalice, right? So it depends on your budget. Like either one way or the other. I guess that makes sense. K9 can make Typhon better.
I think so.
But this is for new players.
I think Typhon eats another L here.
Yeah, totally.
Poor Typhon. I was really rooting for you, buddy, but
I cannot believe it. Like we were so sure that Typhon was good, and then we thought about it with the nightmares, and then I was like, no, there is no way. There is no way. That is so dumb.
Typhon.
Masquerina? It's not a Masquerade, right? No, definitely not a Masquerade. I feel like Little Knight has more merit to be an something like that.
Yeah, so I think Masquerina goes into good, but like Little Knight is like an S tier, right? Like,
I just think Masquerina is also UR, so maybe it depends on the budget. I feel like you get more value out of the nightmares than with Masquerina, because Masquerina requires you to have something, right?
Yeah, so the way I look at it is that like Masquerina is better if you're able to end on 3 monsters, because then you can make IP Masquerina and then have a monster left over to make the Little Knight on the opponent's turn. Where if you just have 2 bodies that aren't going to be doing anything for you, you can still make an SP Little Knight and still have that banish interruption. Where IP is not going to do anything if there's only 2 monsters in play.
Kildash just said something very interesting. IP is like Super Poly, you need her targets to make her good.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I think that's a good point.
Oh my god, this is a dismantle. Holy fuck.
No, I don't know if we can put it into dismantle though, because it is more generic than Super Poly, but
like, what do you do if you don't have targets? What do you do with this? This doesn't give you any value.
If you don't have targets or anything else to go into, right? Like, it's the same with the White Woman Scare. You need the White Woman or you need the SP in your extra deck to actually like for it to do anything, really. Like,
yeah.
Like you're not gonna IP Masquerade into a Nightmare.
I mean, you could. Yeah. That's so weird. And SP is Masscraft, right?
Oh yeah, I think SP goes to S tier for sure.
Interesting.
There's too many applications to where it ends up being good. Even if you just have 2 meatballs on the field that don't have anything, you can turn those 2 meatballs into something that is some form of interaction with SP Little Knight.
Wow.
SP is a must 100%. SP is way better. Yeah. I know. I agree with you guys. I think SP is way above IP's league.
Okay, I knew they were like, even if you have like, we're talking about infinite budget, and we're just talking about what to get more value out of your extra deck is definitely the IP is better, right? But there's a huge difference because we're talking about a new player. Yeah. What do we think about Wii Ball? What's it called? WP Fancy Ball. Fancy Ball. Is this a good
This card is really interesting. So something interesting about this. I believe Wonky Ball, we got it in Master Duel first, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like we got it in Master Duel first, and then it came out a few days later in TCG. So it's a pretty new card.
What, Fancy Ball?
Yeah, Fancy Ball.
Fancy Ball hasn't come out yet in the TCG.
Yeah, okay. So then yeah, this is a Master Duel exclusive. So I think Fancy Ball has I want to put it into situational, but it's a really good card.
Okay.
I mean, it just hasn't. I don't think it's found its right deck yet.
Yeah, but like it still does things, even without the targets, right?
In that regard, no, right? Because like it needs to be able to link up into something to actually use its ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think it's that great for a new player. A new player isn't gonna really understand.
Okay, this is dismantled then.
Yeah, I think it is a dismantle because you need the IP, you need the SP. You probably need to run 2 SPs for Wonky to be pretty good, and you probably need to be running the White Woman as well. What's her name? Underworld Goddess.
Yeah, what do we do with Underworld Goddess exactly? Is it like Typhon?
I think it goes in there with Typhon with budget situational, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's eating up a tower, and having an answer to a tower, I think actually has a lot of merit because there's not too many cards in the game that can actually like answer a tower that's already hit the field. But that's like the only situation where like White Woman is really putting in like a massive amount of value.
Yeah. What do we think of Red Reboot? To me, Red Reboot is honestly one of the best cards that people are sleeping on. I feel like, especially in a meta where Draco Tail is very relevant, I feel like this is a really good card. But
I think
it could be useless against some decks.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think Red Reboot is one of those cards that will always be good. As long as Konami keeps on printing more trap cards, Red Reboot will stay relevant. It's gonna come in and out of the meta. I'd honestly put it up right next to Ghost Ogre, where it's one of those cards that is really strong when it's in the right application. But against other decks, it's just a brick, right? Like it's not going to do anything.
Are you sure this is a good card, or is it more like if you have it, like might as well? I don't know. Like if you because
I think it's Go on. What were you saying?
No, I don't know exactly what to. I know it's a really good card against certain decks, right? But at the same time, it's completely useless sometimes in some matchups. You're just not gonna ever have the opportunity to activate this. It's a dead card.
Only if you could pop their back row immediately. Thanks for. Yeah, no, I agree with you with that, right? Like, you have if you can't kill them on the turn that you Red Reboot, you have to have a way to pop their back row immediately. So I think it actually kind of does go down to a bit situational. The card is really good. But even in TCG, it's more of like a side deck card, right? Like you're using it against trap decks, or things like Draco Tail that wants to set up their trap lineup.
Hello Marisa, welcome. This comment is so funny. I'm adding all this into my new deck. Thanks guys. So funny.
60 card staple pile.
yeah. Just put all of these cards in your staple pile. Yeah. Okay. You know what? Mallet. I feel like Mallet is a must craft when you have no idea what else to put in your deck.
Oh man, I don't know. I it's hard for me to look at a card that literally just says go -1. Put a card back. Put a card in the graveyard. That's what Magic Mallet says.
You know it's not. I mean, I know it technically is that, but at the same time, it can save you. Like you can have like a completely unplayable. You can have like turn 1, right? And you're turn 1, and you have 3 Ash Blossoms in your hand. 3 Ash Blossoms and 1 Maxi and this. It saves you, right? It's not a card. It's not throwing to the graveyard. It can help. It's better to have it than not if you have nothing else, right?
It can help. So I guess it's weird for me coming from playing so much Magic before I got into Yu-Gi-Oh! Because to me, I look at Magical Mallet and it's like, why would I spend a card to Mulligan?
Oh, okay, I get what you mean. Yeah. Mulligan is free in other card games. Mulligan.
Right, yeah, and it's like, is it worth spending a singular card to Mulligan in your hand? Because you could just put your hand back and then just draw another brick, right? Like that's completely a thing that could totally happen. I agree with you know, people like Simon in chat that are just saying it goes in Dust Grinder. I think no, actually, yeah, no other choice could be a good spot too, because if there's literally nothing else you can put into your deck, Mallet is low rarity and it's not the worst thing in the world, right? Like it's a -1, but like it could get you back into the game. So
what if we put it in Maskcraft just to farm engagement?
Have the thumbnail like zoomed in on
yeah, we put it in the thumbnail.
Yeah, we put it in the thumbnail and we just make sure that like everything is like S tier and we have Mallet in S tier, and then in F tier we have Super Poly next to Dragon Capture.
Yeah, exactly. No, that sounds amazing. That is a thumbnail. That's a thumbnail. Like Mallet in Maskcraft, dismantle Super Poly. Yeah.
And they have to get all the way to the end of the video to realize it's a joke. So throw it up there and take your screenshot and we'll throw it into the dismantle grinder.
No, that's amazing. No, actually that works. That's perfect. Okay, let's go for the next one then. What is it called? The something Meister? Dark Meister, I think it's called?
Hold on. I don't actually see it on my screen. Oh, Skullmeister, right. Oh man. I'm sorry, Skullmeister. You get dismantled. I don't think there's a world where all right, hear me out. I don't think there's a world where you use Skullmeister over something like DD Crow even. I like, yes, Bell is better, but you have to consider the SR rarity compared to UR rarity. So comparing it to another SR, I still think DD Crow is better than Skullmeister.
Oh, yeah, but like, okay, I feel like this is still good. Or like, if you have it, right? If you have it, why not, right? It's a good card. It's a negate. DD Crow doesn't negate. This is a negate.
I think it goes in budget or situational, but I wouldn't put it on negates an effect activated in the graveyard. Yeah, it does. It's okay.
Worst case scenario is another choice card. Like maybe if you have it, you have no other card to put on your deck, and you won't get the points by dismantle it to get something, to get like, according to you, DD Crow. Nah, I mean, to me it would be like Droll, or like, I don't think it's worth to dismantle this.
Okay. So there's something I will say for Skullmeister to defend Skullmeister here is that as far as a hand trap is concerned, he's level 4 and he has a pretty good attack and defense. He can just be used as a beater, or you just put him into play and you make a rank 4 with him, right? Like, I think that's something to consider.
I mean, I guess it could come up. I guess it could come up. Okay, well, Kat said that Bell is better. Well, obviously, Ghost Bell is better. Wait, what kind of, what are we talking about? Is it a must-craft? Definitely not. I think it's a good card, Ghost Bell.
I think it's a good card. Yeah,
Oh.
Ghost Bell. I think it's up there. It's definitely a good card. It's a lot better right now, just because of how the meta is. But it honestly kind of sits there next to kind of the same situation as Ghost Ogre, right? Like when Ghost Ogre is good, Ghost Ogre is really good, and it's the same with Bell. When Bell is good, Bell is really good, but when Bell is not good, it kind of just gets pushed to the side.
Yeah. Yeah, I always thought this was a dark card, like a dark attribute. When I was because now that I need to think about the attributes of my card while playing K9, I was like, wait, Gospel is an Earth attribute? What?
Oh yeah, that throws me off so much.
So weird.
When I'm playing the deck. Oh, give me a second. I'm gonna see if my camera's charged at all.
Okay. Bell has gotten better over the time and good this meta. Totally, 100%. Decro doesn't have that to negate. It just stops the one interaction with the graveyard rather than needing an effect to activate in there. Yeah, those are, to me, those are both cards that are like equally good. They have different things going on from them. It depends on the meta. It will always depend on the meta, I think. I have an opponent, Ghost Bell, my card that goes back to the deck. Hey, if you want me to summon it again, so be it. It's like ashing the dangers, right? He's 1/3 of a goddess, I guess. Wait. 1/3 of a goddess? Wait, which goddess? Goddess of the Underworld is UR, right? Right? Is it not? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, Goddess of the Underworld is UR.
Just a heads up, I think my video feed is back. Yeah, no. Oh, I think all of the Ghost Sisters are UR, right?
Yeah. Pepe, would you say Nightmare Unicorn is not a staple? It used to be Nightmare that outs most of difficult stuff. Okay, let me read it again. Nightmare. Oh, Nightmare Unicorn is a UR. If this card is linked summon, you can discard one card, then target one card of the field, shuffle it into the deck. If this card was call linked, when the effect was activated, you can draw one card. Oh, you're right. Then target one card of the field. I feel like, yeah, Nightmare Unicorn is definitely it's definitely a staple. Let me see. Unicorn. I feel like it would be is equally as good, but the fact that it's a UR makes it worse for a new player, in my opinion. I guess it's less accessible than the other two, but it is generic. It is generic. You're right. Also, we're in an outbreak right now.
Oh, are we? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Did you get the camera?
What was that?
Did you get the camera?
Yeah, the camera. I there should be a. Is there not a video feed in Discord for you?
No.
Let me.
Now I only see the like you're like covering the camera or something.
Where is my camera feed?
I feel like you activated a different camera.
I did activate a different camera, I think.
I said activated a physics card. Um, Unicorn was basically replaced by SP. Yeah, I guess SP is way better. No, it's not better. It's just different.
So I think my biggest issue with Unicorn compared to SP is that Unicorn is a Link 3, so you do need the extra monster to get there.
Yeah, but also SP requires to have a link before. But I guess it's the same thing as Nightmare Unicorn, right? Because you can just... This is the same, I don't know. When are you gonna use a link 1? So that SP is better, because for SP you still need, but you have the other effect too. I don't know. Who knows? Now you can make SP with fusions, synchros, and Xyz too. Wait, really? SP. Oh, using fusion, synchro, Xyz, or link. I didn't know, dude. I never read the card. I always assumed it was a link. But if fusion, synchro, and Xyz, that's so funny. I didn't know. I had no idea. Oh, you're back.
Am I back?
Oh, and I cannot hear you. Oh, wait, can you talk again?
Talking again.
Yeah, I think
How's that?
it's fine, but there's a little bit of... Are you sure you're using your right microphone?
There we go.
Okay, and there is also a little bit of delay, but I guess it's fine. Oh, there you are.
Okay, we're almost done. It's for the aesthetics, and so everyone can see my beautiful, my beautifully compressed face again.
No, it's perfect. Look, yeah, it's not like pixelated anymore. Okay, where will we put the unicorn? Do you think it's good?
So
I think it's situational.
I think Unicorn actually goes in good. The only reason why it's a step below SP is because it's a Link 3 compared to a Link 2. And I think that's like pretty much the only thing that like really like sets it apart from SP outside of its application as removal.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Dark Ruler no more. How do we feel about that card?
I like Dark Ruler no more. So the only really trade-off for Dark Ruler no more is that you have to give up your battle phase for it, which with other cards is usually not a problem. Like with Evenly Matched, you give up your battle phase in order to break the board, and this is kind of a similar situation, except it lets you do it during the main phase and give up your battle phase later. I think it's situational, but it's probably like the top tier of like situational board breakers.
Interesting.
Dark Ruler's better than TCG. Yeah, I could see that actually.
You give up the damage, you can use battle phase after. Yeah, it's that your opponent doesn't receive damage, but you can still like destroy the monsters with battle damage. You can still attack them.
That's actually very fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's actually very fair in my opinion.
So, is it good? It's good, right?
I think I think it goes into good. Yeah, good or situational. I'm kind of torn between the two. I think it goes in good though. If we're putting Regeki in good, then I think Dark Ruler has to be good as well.
Yeah. Okay, the last one then is gonna be Droplet. Is Droplet a Maskcraft?
Yeah. So I'm going to say Droplet is a must craft. Yeah.
All right.
Especially, so I think there's two philosophies when it comes to actually going second in Yu-Gi-Oh. You can take the hand trap approach where you try to stop your opponent from comboing and force a simplified board state, or you go for the board breaker approach where you let your opponent build the entire board and then systematically break it down. And I think Droplet is probably the strongest card when it comes to that board breaker approach.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I like this. Okay, so I want to do two things before we end this. I want to make like a top 10 of this. So we have 9. So we need to organize them and add one more for the top 10. And then we also should divide the good into 2 different categories because I feel like there is too much in good. We should divide it into 2 different tiers. So how do we decide what goes in those 2 and what would we call them? Like, let's start with this. For good, I feel like we should divide them in if they are worth crafting or not.
Yeah, I think so. Because there's definitely some cards in here in good that are like, if you pulled it, you're probably going to keep it, but like you're not going to craft it, right? And I think that's a good way to separate it starting out.
Okay. So let's change the colors here. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit in this. This should be like here, and then this should be this. Yeah, this makes sense. So okay, so Masscraft. Then what would be the name of this tier?
So let's see, we got Mustcraft. I would say it sounds weird, but almost like good is like a good name for it.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. So what would be after good then? Worth considering?
Yes. So after good, I would say either worth considering or worth considering or a card that you can that acts as like the 38th or 39th card. I'm not sure how you would actually word that.
That's a good point. How do you write that? Great. This is great and this is good. Honestly. Yeah. Honestly, why not, right? Okay, this is great. I think that's easier. Great, good. Okay. You know what? You're a genius, Leroy. That is amazing. Okay, so which cards are great and which ones are good? Do you think Diddy Crow is good or great? This is great for you. I'm 100% sure.
I'll die on a hill for Diddy Crow. I think Diddy Crow is a pretty good card.
It's Cold Buy is great.
Yeah, Cold Buy is definitely great.
Heavy Storm.
I think that one goes down to good.
Raigeki, same, right?
Yeah. Same as Raigeki.
Ghost Ogre, I think is great. No, I think it's good, right? I don't think Ghost Ogre is better than the other two.
I like yeah, I think yeah, it goes into good. It's not versatile enough to where I think it really deserves to go great.
I feel like it's the same thing with Solemn Judgment. I think it's a trap card. There is no way. Ghost Mourner.
Yeah, Solemn Judgment's just the
same thing.
I think Ghost Mourner. I actually think Ghost Mourner goes into great because it is effectively just an effect failure, right?
Okay. Bestial is also good, right? This is not. I honestly, I don't think this. I know about this one.
Yeah, I think Bestial probably goes into good. I don't think it crosses that threshold into great.
Okay. Lightning Storm, I think is great.
Yeah, I think as if you're comparing cards like Raigeki and Heavy Storm, like Lightning Storm is kind of like the Magnus Opal. Oh, it's the two coming together. So I think it goes into great.
Valor is also great, right?
Yeah, I think Valor's a great
This
card.
thing I forgot the name. How do we feel about this one?
Phantasmi.
Yeah.
I know I convinced you to put him on the list, but I think he's just a good card. I don't think he crosses over into the great threshold.
Okay. Talents, I think it's also good. I feel like it's no. The Kaiju, I think is great. Same with Lava Golem and same with Nibiru.
Yeah, and even Perulia, which is the next one, I think also goes into great. Like those are just like really solid cards.
So what's next? Duster, I think is good, right? I don't think it's because Heavy Storm isn't good. Torrential Tribute is a rare card, but I still think it stays in good.
I think it stays in good.
It's a trap, right? It cannot be higher than Solemn Judgment. There is no way. Dominus Impulse.
I think that goes into great. I honestly think it does. I think that's a very powerful card.
I just don't like the limitation that you can only use it in certain decks. That's why it's not great to me, because you cannot put this in. You cannot splash this into everything.
Yeah, but the decks that can use it, like.
Yeah, but this is for new players.
Like, yeah. All right, we'll put it in good. I think it's a very powerful effect, but it is limiting that you can only really use it in like dark decks, more or less.
Yeah.
Valor's better than Mourner for me. I agree that Valor's better than Mourner, but Mourner still has its applications that Valor can't cover.
They're in the same tier, so it's fine. Hello, Hector. Welcome.
Yeah, they're the same tier.
Evenly Match, do you think it's great, or is it just good?
I'm gonna put it in great.
Yeah,
I think Evenly Match is a great card.
I think so too. The Nightmares. I feel like the Phoenix is definitely the better one.
Yeah, Phoenix is the better one. If SP Little Knight didn't exist, then Cerberus would be higher. But the fact that you can go into SP as your form of monster removal on a Link 2, kind of just knocks Cerberus down into just good instead of great.
Yeah. So, but is Phoenix in great?
I think Phoenix goes in great. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Phoenix goes in great, and Cerberus just kind of chills in good.
Is Ghostveil also great?
I think Ghostspell goes up in great.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Ghostspell has a lot of applications.
yeah, and that Ruler No More, I think it stays in good. I don't think that Ruler No More deserves a great.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Okay.
So Ogre should be in the same tier. Yeah, I mean I see what you're saying there, but I think there are slightly different applications to Bell and Ogre, and aren't they in the same tier right now? Or am I seeing this wrong?
Which one?
Yeah, no, they're in the same tier. Bell and Ogre.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah,
so
no, they're in the same tier.
in order to make the top 10, which cards should be ascended from great to a must-craft?
Oh.
Which one is the best in the great tier? I feel like there is an argument for Nibiru. There is an argument for Evenly Match because it's an SR. There is an argument for a Kaiju or Lava Golem. I know Nibiru.
Yeah, for me,
Go on, sorry.
Sorry. I think the biggest terror to move up for me is between Call by the Grave, Effect Failure, Nibiru, and Perulia. I think those are the ones that are standing out to me as like the hardest to pick from.
I just realized that Mallet is still there. So it's like, I guess we could, like, worst case scenario, we can remove Mallet. We can move it to Great and put like two. Move two from Great to Mastercraft. But I feel like Mallet has to stay in Mastercraft.
Mallet stays there at this point.
Yeah.
It's too funny to have to
Yeah.
leave.
What do you say, Chad? Should we make a poll? Or
I like the idea of a poll. Poll the one that moves up to into Mastercraft for a top 10.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. All right, let's see then. How do I make a poll? I start the poll. Okay, so which one makes the top 10? So we have Cold Buy, Nibiru, right? And
yeah, Cold by Nibiru,
Purulia,
and I think Effect Veiler should be in there too.
Fake Veiler over Ghost Mourner.
Yeah, definitely Veiler over Ghost Mourner.
Okay. Effect Veiler. Okay, so we're gonna make the poll right now. Start poll. Do I know when to end the poll? And let me. Okay, well, we're starting the
I'd
poll.
say put better. I'd say put Mallet better than Max C. Yeah. I don't know why everyone is using Max C. Like, Magic Mallet is clearly the problem. Everyone should be using Magic Mallet.
Well, Chad, you have the poll there. Let's give it like, I don't know, 5 minutes maybe. Okay, so in the meantime, let's organize the Mastercraft. What would be the right order? Do you think Max C is the number one, right?
I think Max C is the number one.
Yeah.
I think the first UR you should craft in Master Duel
Yeah,
is
definitely.
Max C until that card gets banned.
And the first SR that you have to craft is Draw. 2 of them, right?
Yeah, I think so. Because Droll's just a really good hand trap, especially as an SR. Because let's admit, if Droll was a UR, you'd craft it, right?
Yeah, obviously. Totally.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to look at it. If it's an SR and you'd craft it, even if it got upgraded to a UR, I think that's a good value.
That's the same thing that I said about Gamma, right? But I feel like Gamma is at the lowest in here. I feel like Gamma is probably because the limitation that you have to use another card, right? That could break you. So is Ash the number 3?
I think Ash is the number 3, yeah. Because Ash is also used offensively when you're going first as well, to stop opposing Perulias, to stop opposing Fualos, to stop opposing Max C.
Yeah.
So it kind of has this dual role where it's an offensive and a defensive card at the same time. So I definitely think it's like up there is like one of the most important URs to craft.
So after that,
too pro to be a brick. Yeah.
Is Purulia here, or I think Purulia should be lower. Probably, but I don't know if it's better than SP and Droplet. Like if Droplet or SP are better. What do you think?
I think Fualos deserves to stay up there, at least before SP and before
Droplet?
Droplet. Just because of what Fualos can do and the kind of pressure it puts on to the opponent. Not everyone is going to play into it, and it's not going to give you a ton of value against every single deck, but like for the most part, it's generally going to force a simplified board state.
Okay, so
is this Master Duel real Yu-Gi-Oh? We're talking Master Duel just because neither of us really play TCG that much.
You hear it here first.
But yeah, sorry.
Oops. You hear it here first. Master Duel is not real Yu-Gi-Oh.
Master Duel are real. Yeah, you know what? Actually, that's a funny way they worded that.
Yeah, I know. I know what.
I don't know.
I don't know how to pronounce his name. Well, I know what they meant, right? But I just like how it was worded is so funny. Okay, so I think the poll is basically done already. And it's Nibiru. No, it's Cold Buy, sorry, it's Cold Buy. Yeah, Cold Buy is the one that goes here. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame people for making Called by the Grave. Called by the Grave is it kind of goes under the same premise as Crossout Designator, except you don't need the dedication of cards in your deck to make it work.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not, and like there's just other cards like Dracotail 5 where like you Called by the Grave that thing and like the Dracotail player is crying their eyes out.
yeah, exactly. You know what's the worst part about Call By is that it applies to the two players, right? So you have to think about it.
Yeah.
In mirror matches, you cannot use it like that. If you're in a if you're in a Dracotail mirror match, do you Call By 5 mana?
No, never. and unless I know that I'm not going to need 5 mana on my turn, or if I already used my 5 mana, then I'll Call by it. But generally no. Like it's better to just deal with their 5 mana and keep mine open and available than to just turn it off.
You ash a Call By and forget next turn happens too often. Yeah, it has happened to me. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I've done it too, man. I'm very guilty of that as well.
So true. So are you okay with this top 10? Maxi number 1, then Droll, Ash, Imperm, Fualos, Droplet, IP, Mallet, Gamma, and Cold By. I feel like we should move like the Mallet into number 2.
Yeah, number 1 or number 2. Yeah, I mean, put it as number 2 because everyone's going to expect to see Maxi at number 1. And then, like, they're going to see Maxi at number 2, or Ballad at number 2 and be like, wait, hold on, yeah.
That's so funny. That's so funny. And super polymerization, dismantle that thing. We don't need it. Wait, hold on. Because it's an R. It's a rare card. It's free. It came free with your Xbox. It's free. You don't need to pay anything. Like it's better to get this. It's easier to get than Droll.
It's a -1.
It's a -1. I know it's a -1, but like it can say it's for new players.
There's no other card in Yu-Gi-Oh that lets you just put a card into the graveyard faster than Magical Mallet. It's literally just reads put itself in the graveyard. How could that not be a top tier card?
What is Konami even doing? Why is Mallet still unrestricted? Like honestly, if Mallet was an SR, I will say dismantle, 100%. Dismantle was an SR, I will be like dismantle that shit immediately. That is like definitely a third of a Droll, a third of a Gamma, right? A third of a DD Crow, and no way, right? But the fact that it's an R makes it better than everything else. Mallet doesn't discard though.
Mallet doesn't. Yeah, no, I'm not. We're not discarding a card with Mallet. Like we're discarding the Mallet.
Exactly. You send Mallet to the graveyard. You don't discard it. You send Mallet to the graveyard. That's all it does.
For a free mulligan. Yeah, for those of you who are just tuning in, we know Mallet deserves to be in Dismantle, but at this point the joke is just too strong. Mallet has made its way to the top purely through memes.
No, Upstart does that and isn't a -1. Yes, but Upstart is a UR. Why would you pay?
And look, like, what if you Mallet?
What if you Mallet? You get Exodia. You get 4 pieces of Exodia.
Yeah. What if you Mallet? You draw into an Upstart Goblin, and that Upstart Goblin gets into a pot of green. Suddenly, you've made that -1 back.
Pot of green. Yeah, and you only gave your opponent 1,000 life points. I think it's worth it. Makes sense.
Yeah. You gave your opponent 1,000 life points to cycle your hand.
Wait, hold on. Into the Void. We didn't include that in the one. Into the Void is gonna make you banish your cards at the end, right?
I don't think Into the Void is that good of a card, personally. I would rather use the pots. Yeah, Pot of Desires is bad because it's a -9. Look, he gets it exactly.
Okay, I'm glad that we're on the same page. I'm not seeing hand destruction.
Yeah, so hand destruction's at the bottom and to dismantle. I know it's a legacy pack card, so you can't dismantle the one you get anyway. But it's not a great card. Like, come on, we can admit that half the time card destruction is better for your opponent than for yourself.
Yeah, you were covering super polymerization. Wait, hold on. I need to move you so people can see it. You will have to get close to me, okay?
Okay, yeah, we'll get all nice and close.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the tier list, right? Where is Gosen Rivalry? Wait, Gosen was here, right? We put it in Dismantle. And Rivalry is also the same card, basically. It's not the same card, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I feel like... Are we forgetting a staple that is actually like something that people use? Because we can obviously not put every single staple in here, right? There are some cards that are considered staples, but they are not as common or as interesting to talk about. Is there one that you will say that is like actually something that people use and discuss, and you see it probably in the YCS, in Worlds, or like YouTubers talking about it that we haven't included? Cup of Ace. Honestly, Cup of Ace sounds decent. Whoops. This isn't the tab that I want.
Closed Moon is for Fiendsmith. Like, it's a whole package. Yes, you can use it into everything, but I wouldn't consider it a staple. And Hand Destruction, both players discard and draw 2. Yeah, I mean, like, I think there's a bunch of cards like that, but like ultimately Mallet is in there for the memes, I think. But
wait,
it's funny that it's made it so far.
No, it's not a meme. It's the truth. It's like a good card. It's a rare card. Anyone can craft it. It's free. Where do we put Cup of Ace? I feel like if you have no other thing to put in your deck, might as well put it in there, right? What's the worst thing that could happen?
Yeah.
Or you camera died again?
I think. Yeah, my camera died again. You can just throw the PNG of my Discord icon in there.
Okay.
We're almost done. At this point, it's probably not worth it to set the camera back up.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Where is it? Card destruction can go more negative than hand destruction. Oh, card destruction and hand destruction are different. Right. Sorry, I'm dumb. Pretty funny that NR cards are just immune. That is so true. They're immune because what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with that? Makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't think you're ever like in a rush to get like the rare and the common. What is it called in Master Duel? Neutral?
What?
What is that rarity called again?
Reddit?
But
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I'm just trying to think of the rarities in Master Duel and the crafting material. The end rarity crafting material. It's not like you need to ever dismantle it because there's no lack of end rarity material. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's cool. Like honestly, when you watch a lot of those like videos, those challenges that people make, the Yugi tours when they have to like craft stuff like their decks. What's it called?
Like the many wheel challenges. Also,
Yeah.
have a good night, Pancakes. Thank you for joining in for the stream. It was a lot of fun.
Bye bye, cat. For joining. Hand destruction. Should we add hand destruction here? I guess we are adding it. Where do we put it?
I think I still think hand destruction kind of goes into dismantle.
Really?
It's not great. Yeah, it's not great. Warrior, I think we should add access code talker in there. I think access code talker is actually an interesting discussion.
Okay. What is the discussion? Is that a access code token? Oh, it's only 2 effect monsters. Interesting. I thought it was Cyber.
No, he's a pretty good generic Link 4 that can close out games. Like I remember people were saying that he's basically like the best generic game ender, right? Like you can if you can make a Link 4 monster, you can use him to close out a game.
Okay. I honestly would put card destruction in no other choice. I feel like it's I know it's like if you have nothing else to put in your deck, might as well put this, right? Access code talker. Where do we put it? Good? Is it good? Is it great? Is it not great? Is it great?
I think he's good.
Yeah.
I think he's good. He's closing out games. And he's fairly generic in how you can make him. But you're not every deck can make a Link 4.
Yeah.
Hence destruction has historically been considered to be a better tool for setting up for Sky Striker than 2 table of contents. Yeah, I could see that, and I do agree with you too that it being a quick play spell does actually make a big difference. But I don't think it's like the craziest thing in the world, right?
I've never seen a Sky Striker deck running card destruction. Must be an old thing because right now I don't think it's used. Have you seen that?
No, I've never seen it actually used in a Sky Striker deck. Bear the floor. I think the only reason why we didn't include it as a staple is just because it's not like Link monsters, which are a lot more generic to make. You pretty much need to be on a synchro strategy to make Baron the floor. Where access code talker and things like SP Little Knight, you don't have to be on a like a Link package, right? Like you can be on any kind of package and then still make an SP Little Knight, still make an access code talker and have it work properly. Where like if you're not using a synchro package and your only tuners are the Ghost Girls, then like it's gonna be really hard to get a Baron out. And at that point, you might be better off picking a different card to put into your extra deck, since the extra deck space is pretty tight with only 15 cards.
Almirage? Crimson Dragon, what are you talking about? How is Crimson Dragon and Staple? The nightmares are there. The nightmares are on the screen.
Yeah, nightmares are in there. Which one is Almirage? Oh, Almirage
is the Link 1.
It's the Link 1, right?
Salaman Grade. Yeah. What do you do with that?
I wouldn't consider it a staple. So I know its use cases are like if you have a hand trap in your hands, you can summon the hand trap, turn it into Almirage, and then use that Almirage as like maybe like an SP to be able to banish an extra card. I know it's good in Yummy, where like if you have a bunch of Yummy monsters in your hand and then a bunch of dead hand traps, you can summon the hand trap, make Almirage, and since you have the Link 1, you can start summoning your Yummy monsters out. I wouldn't consider it a staple though. It's kind of a niche extender.
Yes, now that we mentioned Crimson Dragon, where is Cosmic Blazer Dragon? Bruh. I only see Phoenix. Okay, so Phoenix is here in great. And here are the other two in good. I know there is more than two, but I feel like these are the more staple. Like I actually don't know what the others do. Yeah, I don't remember. I've read them before, but I don't remember. Do you remember what the other nightmares do?
I think the only other one is Nightmare Mermaid, which is an Orcus card.
There's two more, I think.
Oh, maybe. Oh wait, no. There's Nightmare. There's Nightmare Griffin, I think, which is.
Okay, so there is Nightmare Phoenix, Nightmare Mermaid, Nightmare Griffon, Nightmare Unicorn, Nightmare Cerberus, Nightmare Goblin, and Nightmare. Oh, there's two Nightmare Unicorn. Okay. So Mermaid you can discard one card, special summon one Nightmare monster. No, this is not a staple. Because you need another Nightmare. For Griffon.
Yeah.
What? You can discard.
Griffin's just kind of a.
Sorry, go on. Hello?
It's an. Oh no, I'm sorry. I thought you needed a second to read. I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, go on. Sorry.
Yeah, no. It's like a floodgate monster basically. Griffin is nutty actually. Yeah, Griffin is pretty nutty when it's used in the right hands. That's for sure. Oh crap! I didn't want to be late for this. So I'm so sorry. Like. I'm pretty sure Pepper's gonna make this into a video. So if you want to,
oh yeah, the VOD is gonna stay there, right? You can watch the video on demand. It's gonna stay there. You can watch it whenever you want. You can watch the full stream. This is not an archived. Why would it be? And I'm also gonna make a highlight video of this. The editor is gonna compress it. He's gonna make it like something just to get like the main points, the most interesting parts. So that you don't have to watch the full 3 hours, right? So, yeah, it's also. Oh my god, we're almost 4 hours actually. I think.
Ooh.
Weird, a little weird. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me in this. Honestly, it was really fun, really informative. I've learned a lot, and now we know how to craft decks. Yeah.
I mean, I really appreciate you having me on. It was a lot of fun, and this is my first time actually ever being, for those of you guys who don't know, I've never been live before. This was my first time trying to be live, so
world premiere.
I hope I wasn't like yeah. It's like a debut. But,
yeah, the debut.
Yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed what I had to say and what I talked about. For me, going live like this was a big step, a big milestone for me when it comes to overcoming my anxieties when it comes to being a content creator. So I really appreciate Pepper, you letting me come on with you and you risking your stream in your Twitch chat.
What?
On my ability to stay entertaining.
No, what are you talking about? Like, if anything, thank you for making this stream like interesting. Like, if it was just me doing this, it wouldn't have been nearly as entertaining or informative. Like, none. So you did amazing. I feel like you should probably stream.
Maybe I will.
yeah. I mean, if not, like, if you decide to just keep like doing, you're always invited. You can always like come to the stream. We can do more stuff like this together and see where that goes. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, because I know like this keeps coming up. Like Zeus is not a staple. Zeus requires to play Xyz. Thank you.
Will you come to the duel rooms with us another time, Applesauce? Yeah, I think I will. So usually when I'm watching Pepper streams, I'm doing it while I'm at work and stuff like that.
I'm the second monitor content.
So I end up in a situation where I need to close the stream if I want to join the duel room. But I have a tablet I might bring, so I'll like fire up the stream, Pepper stream on my tablet, and then I'll be able to fire up Master Duel on my phone, and yeah, I'll look into joining you guys for the duel room. I've always wanted to join you guys, and I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, when you were fixing your camera, it was mentioned that we should probably have a stream like dueling each other. And I'm like, nah, I feel like you're a way better player than me. It wouldn't be fun unless we make it like some kind of like challenge.
No, I think it would be fun. I definitely think we could make something like that work, because it was a fun collab. I would definitely join in for more collabs again. But I seems like you guys enjoyed it, right?
Of course, chat. Please type 1 in the chat if you enjoy it. You want to see more? Like and subscribe. Ring the bell. Also, obviously, if you haven't subscribed to Crispy Applesauce here, you should definitely do that. I mean, probably already has. Like, you are like everyone's. What is it called? Everyone's favorite YugiTuber. Yeah. We should introduce you like that.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I know there's definitely like one person who's not typing one in chat right now, who's sitting there like, get this disgusting flesh tuber out of my
no, you don't get it. Right now you're a PNG of like the white something, and that's when the viewership increased.
Oh yeah, you're right. This is my PNG.
Yeah, you're a PNG tuber now
debut
of this thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, now we know the formula totally.
As long as you don't quit Yu-Gi-Oh every month, you're fine. No,
we don't do that here.
I'm not that kind of. I'm not that kind of player. So when I commit myself into a card game, I really commit myself into a card game. So like when I committed to Magic, it was like 12 years straight of like actually like going like full 100% towards it. You know,
at least 12 more years of Yu-Gi-Oh, definitely.
The flesh is weak. Join the digital. True, my flesh is very weak. I should trade away my flesh.
Amazing. Well, I think we're gonna end it here then. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you everyone in chat.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. So we're gonna. Anything you wanna say? Anything you wanna like inform the chat about? Maybe some projects that you're working on, or something that you wanna promote before we end?
I mean, my videos are just gonna be coming out as normal. You know, once a week. I'm gonna keep on trying to think of a fun, entertaining topic to have a nice video essay about. The person I'm gonna shout out is you. You guys better subscribe to Pepper. Yeah, give him some love. Give him a like. Give him some money. Like, he deserves it. He's really entertaining, and we would not have had this great night without him.
Oh my god, you cannot be like more modest and humble and nice. And okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna end it here. Subscribe to Crispy Applesauce, definitely. All right.
Have a great night, guys. Love you all.
Bye bye. Wait, hold on. How do I mute this?